How is that per professionalism, Twitch?
Hey, welcome to Tales
That's
of
all good.
Inkarnate.
I don't know why we're laughing, but I like it.
Everything is very funny to me right now.
Yes.
We're going to follow up last week's goofiness with another week of goofiness. That's going to be our new thing. So,
Iconic.
Is that where we're
Something
Anyway.
natural, like a brain disease.
Greetings, viewers, and welcome to Tales of Winternacht and the Tale of Cybil Spear, Book 2, Chapter 14, our actual play D&D 5e game. I'm Silver. As always, I'll be your storyteller this evening. With me are our players. I gotta make sure I get this list right here. So, Saga, Jeff, AJ, Conrad, and Ernie. Dustin will not be able to join us this evening. For those of you tuning in for the first time, or if you've missed a session, I'd like to encourage you to check out our previous sessions, which you can find on YouTube at the link in the About section of our Twitch channel. Also like to direct you to our Discord server to join our community and interact with us. Before we begin, I want to thank Smiteworks for Fantasy Grounds, our virtual tabletop of choice, Sirenscape for our amazing ambiance, sound effects, and music, Discord for our voice and video, Wizards of the Coast for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, the game we play. Tales of Winternacht is not an official representative of any of these companies other than the use of their products, and the views and statements made during our game do not in any way represent those of these companies, unless they wanted to. Previously on the Tale of Cybil Spear, we're going to do this a little different tonight, so something I'm going to try out. Anyway, Cybil Spear, comprised of Alfred, Kiesel, Silenus, Jofriedr, and Jofriedr, formed through the tragedy of a shipwreck half a year ago. After many misadventures around the world of Winternacht, they recently found themselves in Ashmain, the hometown of their resident druid Zedri. While investigating the ash rot plague that had taken root in the poorer districts of the city, their resident barbarian, Jofriedr, contracted the illness, making the city's problem their problem. They were able to quickly determine that the only treatment was made from the rare Atanna berry, which grows only in the swamps of the village of Swornsteed to the north. Using a limited supply of berries provided by Zedri's family, and with the help of their new bartificer companion, Percy, they were able to cure Jofriedr. After hearing that a group of adventurers had disappeared on their way to Swornsteed, the party decided to head there themselves to investigate the mysteries of the village. After a 2-day journey and the discovery of a murdered catfolk woman on the road, the party met a catfolk named Desi, who escorted them into the village and told them about the tidal wave that had nearly destroyed the entire village several weeks back. He directed them to the Swornsteed Lodge, where they took up residence for the night, and further told them about the monsters in the bay, which were hindering trade and the recovery efforts, and asked that the party take care of the problem in hopes of possibly getting them an audience with Lady Hyza about getting the supply of Atanna berries flowing back to Ashmain. After many had retired for the evening, Alfred took the party's dog and namesake, Cybil, for a walk around town and happened upon an area shrouded in magically overgrown foliage and guarded by a lone catfolk who wasn't much for conversation other than the casual warning about land sharks. The next morning, the party headed to the bay and faced off against several sea creatures, including a giant octopus and several sharks, both large and small. While the battle got dicey at times, they were victorious, and everyone emerged from the coast intact, to the roar of cheers from the villagers, who promptly attempted to escort them back to the lodge before being admonished by Zedri to stay back. And the party slowly began a progression back to the lodge, kind of hanging back a little bit. And our story resumes as the party hangs back on their way to the lodge and the celebration that awaits there. Here in Swornsteed, it is morning on the 10th day of Faderman, 296 after the fall, as you guys all slowly start to make your way back away from the bay and further into town, as I mute my phone so we don't get any more ESPN notifications of who's scoring in what football game today. Important story element there. So,
100%. It's actually crucial to the plot.
Just wait. All right. So as you are all a little bit battered, but nobody in seriously injured condition. I can get the right combat tracker up here. Leave Jofriedr, you're probably the most beat up. Silenus is second. Some avian defenders have a little bit of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Diesel's got extra hit points, so
Yeah, I got some to spare.
you're probably about 15, 20 feet behind Desi, who's kind of like staying in between you and the crowd. Most of the crowd has followed the orders of the scary druid who parted the bay at one point in time and did all sorts of other stuff that he looks like a crazy shaman to these people. He's got intimidation for days at that point. So as you guys are making your way through the town, I'll turn it over to you guys on any conversations before you get back to the lodge.
Wow, what a fight, huh?
Yeah, but I really don't think that's... Is that just kind of like looking out at the bay? That wasn't it, right? It wasn't that much. I know you kind of got ripped up a little bit, Jofriedr, but we all made it out relatively unscathed. It doesn't feel quite right.
I think that some sea creatures.
Yeah, I would have to agree with Jofriedr. I think that perhaps we have gotten too used to dealing with these huge existential forces, and perhaps when just dealing with normal monsters, it seems a little bit tame.
It's like having engineers design a building and they go to fix like a wagon. It's like, wow, that's it. It's just a wheel, you know. It's I don't know.
Sure, maybe half of our major encounters have been with very supernatural things, but throughout the whole world, that's a very small percentage. I suppose we're very unique in that way. We find the strange thing.
Whereas I can confirm you all are quite unique, even in my broad experiences. I am on the same page, more of I don't see it being those handful of creatures being able to disrupt trade on this level. According to everyone else, but I would be nice if that were just it.
I mean, the town also has a population of what, like 25, 30 people now? I figured 3 guys and a land shark would be enough to ruin,
I mean, you saw what they have. They have one guy going out, probably a little crazy, to go fishing on a rowboat. That's probably about all they have for trade vessels.
Yes, I mean, this isn't a huge port. There probably aren't large ships coming in or out.
I will admit the survival instincts of some of the people we've met are a bit disappointing. For me, that man just being one of them, and then all the people who were just trying to like crowd the beach while we were being attacked by monsters. It's like that's not very good survival instincts.
No,
Right.
that's. I feel like we have seen that. As long as they don't feel in danger, people want the show.
No, that is true. Even sometimes when they are in danger, they still want to show.
Oh yes, do you remember those nobles back in Airguard?
Oh my god, don't get me started on those fucking nobles in here.
Idiots, a lot of them.
I mean, even if we're talking about God, that was a much bigger situation that we found ourselves in. we had to fight alongside like the god and everything like that. And this just, I don't know. Where's the breeding grounds? You know, did we really take out the issue? Who's to say it doesn't just happen again when more baby octopi grow up, and then they get hungry again?
Are you suggesting we raid the coast for caviar and make sure that we squish every last sea? You know, we can do it.
Or
I'm not opposed to it.
Or perhaps before all of this destruction, maybe they had something in place to prevent that. Along with normal fishing, of course.
Well, yes, does seem like this wasn't a problem before the giant wave.
Honestly, Zedri, I might take a page from your suggestion and maybe start seeing if we can find adventurers with more time on their hands to come and deal with these smaller issues.
I mean, I'll be honest, I find it a bit, maybe, I don't know what the right word would be, perhaps underwhelming? But
Well,
it's a nice break from things. You know, we've been doing a lot of big stuff, and killing some sea monsters, that's a little bit more relaxing, I suppose.
well, yes, and for this, we didn't come all the way up to Swornsteed just to deal with these monsters. We just happened to be in town. It didn't take us that long to handle that.
To be fair, that was just so we could get in their good graces, so we could then get the Atanna berries.
Yes.
Who's to say our possession of the Tonneberries won't summon more creatures?
Then we'll kill them too.
The Atanna berries are in this presumed like covered grove. Is it
That's what
visible
we've been
from?
told.
Wouldn't really know. I mean, looking around town, you haven't seen any other place that they could be, but I think Alfred's the one who's actually been over to that grove, so.
Okay.
Wonder if they grow like cranberries and they just flood the whole thing, or if they're just like bushes that they pick. Or more like cherries off a tree.
I feel like Silver's mentioned that they grow kind of like cranberries before. They're like in like boggy conditions.
Well, here's what. Your local druid's going to go ahead and cast Locate Animals and Plants to see if I can figure out where exactly in this town. Zedri's just super suspicious of all of this, and it feels like what happened to the bay was maybe a distraction of something bigger.
So I take it we're not going to go party with the rest of the village.
Well,
Oh, please, this is much more interesting than partying with a bunch of people who lived in the same town their entire lives.
But
we-
Mr. Heiza is also going to be at said party, and I think she's the one we need to speak to about the berries.
I mean, I don't know if some of you want to go party with them, but we've been partying too much lately.
Plus, how much of a party can 25 people be?
Oh, it's like
we are the life of the party.
No, truly. 2 forms of entertainment. At least 2 look towards Alfred. Maybe 3 people who can hold down the liquor.
About this time, you guys can't go any slower to keep from getting there. You are now at the lodge. It's not a long walk. And there are people outside the doors. There is not enough room for them to all get in. Rough count. Say you probably see upwards of 40 people. Which is not the entire population of the village based off what you've been told, but probably a good chunk of it. And as you get closer to the group, you just have like all these people that are just immediately like reaching out and trying to shake hands, pats on the back, cheers. And you got a few children. You don't see a lot of children amongst this group, but there's a few that kind of, sneak up and, just want to, they touch a caster, haven't been around anybody that can cast spells, or at least not adventuring types, and just you have a fan club that you've acquired in this town that everybody seems to be. It is a very different demeanor than you've had, where everybody's been looking at you side-eyed since you got to town. Now everybody's like, they want you to be their new best friend and move in.
Oh, now I could get used to having a hero's welcome. This is more like it.
I mean, I've never been treated like this before. I've had a large performance, so or ever actually. Now that I think about it,
Beats getting chased out of town. I'll tell you that.
or I
Well, that's only happened like twice, Kiesel.
Maybe together, but I've been chased out of my fair share of towns.
Should we maybe think of like adding some sort of like reserved member of Cybil's Spear? I mean, it would be really nice to have Percy kind of along with us, and I don't want to lot us as a group if Percy's also beside us, and he's just going to scan over the rest of the group to see where they're at.
I see no reason not to include her as Sybil's Spear. I mean, I believe we're all close enough for that at this point. I mean, sure, it's been a fairly short time, but been through a lot in that time.
As long as it doesn't impede on her musical career, I don't see why not. I would hate to get in the way of a performance of a lifetime.
consider me a friend whenever you need to call on me.
Oh, we appreciate that.
And who knows, maybe I can once I get back to Six Bells, I can make you all even more famous than you were before.
That would be incredible.
Everybody seems to be in high spirits, celebrating as you're attempting to have this conversation amongst all these people that are like shaking your hands and patting you on the back and singing your cheers and praises. Quickly, you have drinks being thrust in your hands. Not the swill you were given the night before. Everything is much better quality, that they have clearly dipped into reserves of the best stuff they have on hand. You get non-stale bread, like real bread, and it's just odds and ends of different things. Obviously, they haven't had a ton of time to put together this type of a feast, but they have put together a pretty good offering that's set out for you. And just a general air of excitement inside Swornsteed Lodge as you make your way inside, and everybody is, like I said, extending their gratitude, handshakes, and providing you with this feast, the best feast they could get for their champions. As food and drink is passed around, and like of a significant improvement over what you had the seafood stew and other things that were offered to you previously. And everybody just seems to be in a general atmosphere of revelry, happiness. Everybody's very upbeat. And anybody who wants to give me an insight
I'll do that.
I'll do that.
to read the crowd.
As soon as Fantasy Grounds finishes loading, I will do that also. It's been
Nice.
being
Ooh,
slow
Kiesel,
tonight.
that one just
Ooh.
rolled away at the last second.
Jeez.
All right, 17, 18, 24. You get the general impression this is probably the first happy moments that this village has experienced in weeks since the wave hit. That it has been nothing but disaster and devastation for the people that live here. Obviously, with the mass numbers of people that have passed both in the wave and subsequent to the wave, that you have brought hope and happiness to this small village. And they are more than happy to reward you with the best feast and drinks they can offer. And apparently somebody's giggling in the corner.
Let's get our drinks early.
So, do we hear anything about the master of the town, the woman we're looking for? Is her name being mentioned or?
No, all the conversations you pick up on are people giving their slightly inaccurate play-by-play of what happened, what they saw, what they could see from their angle versus what they saw from their angle. Most like glossing over any of the negatives that happened. Not a lot of people talking about torrents. That's kind of just being left to the side. Nobody's really mentioning that one guy didn't make it out.
Rip.
More so focusing on the big moments, the high moments.
It's a town of natural storytellers.
What? Yeah. What are they? What are they considering the big moments? Selena should be very curious about that.
Yeah, I'd like to go and say, well, when Jofriedr dealt 77 damage in 6 seconds, but yeah,
Ernie, are
the
you
guy
okay?
that could walk on water that is out there just slicing and dicing on sharks, and the big moment of the whole bay just parting 50 feet in each direction at one point in time. Um, just those are kind of two of the bigger moments, and then there's a few comments that get made towards specific, like, oh well, how cool it was seeing like your Eldritch Blast, or the guy with the glaive stick poking things from the dock, and that the octopus just suddenly stopped swimming at one point in time. They don't really know what happened there. Somebody's gonna have to fill them in. But
Percy told it to die, so it died.
you start to get a few people like Percy and Silenus. You guys both did a little bit of performing the night before. Some people remember that, and so they're kind of coming up to you and asking you to play, provide some music, regale them with other tales, because clearly this can't be your first job you've ever taken on. They want to hear more and more stories of your exploits. Um, Jofriedr and Kiesel, more specifically, you have some people that want to watch you guys arm wrestle each other.
That can be arranged.
If Percy is asked to share a tale of Cybil's spear, she will gladly get up on stage and share something from her limited knowledge of this group.
On stage is basically climb up a
stage.
chair onto a table and get the attention of the crowd. Yeah, anything you guys want to do to play into their wants and their celebratory mood, have at it. So if you want to regale with a tale or some music, give me performance checks. And then if you guys want to arm wrestle, we got a way to do that too. So
I want to lean into
I'll-
Jofriedr real quick. If you take a dive, there's 10 plat with your name on it. We can go back and forth. I'm just saying, if you want to just let me have one.
He's gonna lean back to Kiesel. Do you think as a man I could let that happen?
No, but as a performer, we can 100% arrange anything.
It should be arranged.
Have a little handshake real quick. It doesn't have to be every single one, just at least one. I just don't want to get blown out. I know how these things usually go.
So Percy's gonna stand up on a chair, and just clap her hands, get everyone's attention, and she's gonna be like, "Would everyone like to hear a tale? Cybil Spear, these wonderful gentlemen who have made enemies of dream monsters, fought evil beasts of the sea, have traveled across this realm. And who knows what their next adventure will be. And
Yeah, you get a big applause and a lot of people clamoring for you. Yeah, tell us a tale, tell us a tale.
right.
Any of you that
Salinas-
have
Salinas-
taken up your drinks that were pushed to you, I need con saves.
I'm gonna roll performance really quickly
Yes.
first.
Salinas is going to be providing
Smart play.
background music for you. Ooh, man. It's very much background music.
24 in performance.
All right, you have them completely. About 2/3 the room is all focused on hearing your story and have kind of turned away from the spectacle that's being planned out, carefully rigged by the two marshals over here.
I don't have
And you get
names.
just a lot of people that they're offering to buy you drinks, bring you food, whatever you want. Just thoroughly enraptured by the story that you regale them with. Whether it's 100% true or not, they don't care.
I was gonna say, Percy, she knows a little bit about these guys, but she doesn't know enough for a full story, so it's kind of like piecemealing what little she does know into kind of a new adventure for them. So,
It's the film adaptation.
like,
Yeah.
definitely the name Chuck gets thrown in there somewhere as like a city magistrate or something that y'all had to deal with.
Yeah. Nobody likes Chuck. They all kind of just
Yeah.
regret. Oh, some loser magistrate. This Chuck guy. I mean, gosh, didn't even have a better name than Chuck. And solid con saves. Holy crap! Nobody below a 20 on the con saves.
We're all natural drinkers.
Yeah, you down them and no problem.
Zedri will be sitting at a table, I suppose, with Alfred, as Alfred's chugging back. But Zedri's just kind of sitting there with his head kind of on the table and his arms up, and he's just going to take the signet ring that his dad gave him and just kind of spin it. And he's just in his head thinking about everything. Anybody that comes up, he'll have to like kind of break out of the stupor. Doing like a handshake or anything, he'll gladly do it, but very quickly just kind of back retreating into himself and watching what Percy is up to with the performance with the beautiful background music from Silenus.
And AJ will be playing the part of Alfred for tonight. So, all right, you arm wrestling folks. Athletics checks.
Athletics.
When it looks like they're about to get started, Percy will redirect the crowd's attention onto them.
This is gonna be good.
And
Oh, he gets advantage. God damn it!
I was gonna give
Disadvantaged
I was gonna give
to try and throw
Kiesel-
it for you.
I was gonna give Kiesel Bardic Inspiration as well.
That's a free
Ow.
D6,
I believe.
6, I believe,
Whatever,
is
okay.
what she's at.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Damn! Even when he was trying to lose, I still barely got it.
Yeah,
Truly.
I got a solid modifier.
Sorry, looking for my Okay. What do we have with the Bardic, what was the roll? I'm not seeing one.
Did
I
Kiesel-
I chose not to add in the.
Oh,
bardic
holding it.
inspiration.
Okay.
Okay.
So 14, 11, then. Okay. What is you guys' strength modifiers?
+4.
Strength mod. 3.
Okay. It's not overly convincing, as Jofriedr, like, you go up there and boom, just down immediately. Not even a battle to go back and forth. It just, Jofriedr just goes down immediately.
I'm a little
Very
sore
little
at the
resistance.
stretch.
Which prompts a couple brave catfolk from the village to immediately go and tap on Kiesel's shoulder they want to see if they can beat Jofriedr because he looked like just a complete weenie there that they want to take him on.
I'll lean into the cat folk like this and just go. Look, I understand how it looks like that, but don't be too quick to underestimate. We've been traveling a while, and there's some certain muscles you need to know how to trigger. So if you want to take my place, sure, but just give me one more round so we can really, well, one round is something, but two.
Yeah, so after this round, I'm more than happy to accept another challenger. I will give you a warning, I am a bit sore, so a little bit below my normal strength, I suppose.
There's some mumbling back and forth. They all kind of just like tap you on the shoulder. Kiesel just like, yep, go right ahead. As they start to put down copper pieces on the table, betting on Kiesel to just kick Jofriedr's ass.
Oh, they are going to be surprised.
All right, give me another round of athletics checks, you two. So you're competing against 10 plus the strength modifier of your opponent. So Kiesel, you got to hit a 14. Jofriedr's got to hit a 13. If you both succeed, you keep rolling. So
I'm going to entertain the crowd. This will be interesting how this we'll see how this goes.
Oh, she didn't say what I had used
Little-
the bard inspiration before, so I'm gonna.
you just have it for a certain period of time. So
Oh,
it goes even worse this time.
Yeah, Jofriedr had like a collision in his head. He's like, I have a very interesting, fun idea.
There was only one. It was like a little 6-year-old boy that had put up 1 copper on Jofriedr, and he watches as his coin gets taken away, and now everybody's fighting over how to split it between the 5 guys he was betting against.
Meanwhile, me and Jofriedr are talking in platinum. He just earned.
Jofriedr's gonna turn to the little boy and be like, "Thank you, but here you go," and he's gonna hand him a gold piece.
Kiesel will thematically
Eyes wide.
Kiesel thematically jumps up and goes, "And who thinks they're gonna be strong enough to beat the Terror of Torsland? Come on, put your money down, step right up."
Immediately, the 5 guys that were betting, they're all just like pointing at each other, kind of potion around as to who's gonna go, and then one of them just like, he's a pretty built dude. Clearly been doing some work in the fields or doing something to earn a little bit of strength out there, and he sits down, plops down, and he puts a silver piece on the table that's like, to win.
Are you a woodcutter? Nice pets.
Yeah. You look okay yourself. Let's do this.
All right, let's see.
He's got a +1. Just drop him down. It's like, I wasn't ready. We can do the do-over.
Of course.
They're gonna come after me next, and I'm so fucked, dude.
Yo, he's gonna go through the fucking table. you actually hit the side of the table, and the nails pop out of the plank on the other side as the table just like loses one plank of the table, and then just flops back into place. As this guy's going, it's like immediately like grabbing his elbow and all the way up his forearm, just like wincing in pain.
Sorry about that, friend. Are you alright?
Yeah, no, it's nothing. Old battle injury. It's I'm fine.
Of course, I've got a few of those
No.
myself.
Cecil, I told you, you should have just let Jofriedr win one so it wouldn't encourage people to try to beat him.
I'm gonna lean in. I thought that was our agreement too, but he really wanted to make some people hurt.
Everybody else backs away, watching Bert over here, who's got the nearly broken arm, and it's like, we're good. You two again.
See, honestly, there's strength like Jofriedr compared to him. Kiesel's not a look like a guy.
I know, truly.
Percy's gonna land into Cecil. I know what your plan was. I was trying to make it believable.
I thought I understood that, but Jofriedr did not.
More drinks.
Drinks.
How's Alfred doing with his drinking?
I would say he keeps on going.
All right,
Where
anybody on a second drink, go ahead and roll me con saves.
No. Well, I don't fear for him. Yeah.
Whoa! Alfred is going.
Woo! He can drink as well as Jofriedr can break
Oh wait, no, it's
Commoner's arms.
He's been rolling.
Hold on, let me reroll. Worse roll, better result.
Yeah, don't give up that +7 modifier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really.
And Percy's gonna get her first drink.
No.
It's too early in the morning for Silenus to start drinking.
Wait, it's the morning?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's still
Mid-morning?
before noon.
Is this like
Yes.
9 a.m.?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god!
Yeah, every
This is how you party.
every
Fuck
single
yeah.
drink that Zedri's getting, he'll like just like have it set in front of him with his head down, and Alfred will go, "Oh, are you gonna drink that?" And Zedri will be like, "No, you can have it," and he'll push it over, and Alfred will knock it back.
Put some air on his chest.
All right, you guys all succeed on the con saves. Everybody's just kind of doing quite well. What do you guys have for con mods? Percy, I'm
Plus-
guessing yours is a +1.
Yes.
+3.
Like save mod or like the ability mod?
Your ability mod.
+4.
Okay.
And Alfred has +2.
Too many
You
lab
offer yours
accents.
+3,
Raise this con.
Yes.
right? You offered yours 3. So yeah, you're actually able to go through that number of drinks before you're actually even making saves, whatever your mod is. So it'd be your subsequent ones that you need to be rolling for. So my apologies on that.
No worries.
Is
What's Silenus playing as he's playing background music for?
Yeah, it's just like trying to take cues off of what the stories that that Percy's telling. Just
I'll go a little more
nothing
specific.
too
What
obtrusive.
instrument is he playing? That's what I was going
he's-
for.
Oh, okay. Sorry. He's playing the only instrument that he has, which is his fiddle.
You get a couple younger individuals, surprisingly the same little child that got the gold piece from Jofriedr, as well as a couple people, probably early 20s, that come over and kind of just like looking at your instrument and watching you play it and kind of just admiring.
He's gonna put on a little bit of show. He's like, and put like kind of flourish with like put one arm out, and then there's gonna be like a puff of smoke. A cat is going to appear.
Oh boy.
Like kind of walk down his arm, and like as it passes behind his head disappears, and then like looks over and points at the little boy, and there's another little poof of smoke, and a cat appears on the kid's head. Just,
All right,
just
give me
a
another
little
performance
playing,
check.
a little playing to the audience.
You're not used to playing second fiddle. You're more used to playing first fiddle. So once you're not playing backup music and you're just performing on your own, it went a little bit better. So, yeah, you guys are all just like gathering this crowd of people that are all just thoroughly eating up any sort of entertainment you throw their way. The only one that's kind of got people that come up and then they kind of leave dismayed is Zedri, as he pushes away the drinks and doesn't really engage with people. But they just quickly find somebody else to go fanatic and express their fandom towards. So a group of individuals do kind of like try and get Jofriedr and Kiesel to go out and engage in a game of tug of war with a group of a bunch of the commoners joining in.
Us two against them.
No, they're trying to recruit you to their teams.
One on one team, one on the other.
I mean, I'm
No, that
sure
would be
me and
pretty
Keith
funny.
could take on a good number of them. I don't
Yeah,
want to say
that would be
half the
funny.
population, but maybe half the population of the men.
I had that bardic inspiration in my back belt buckle, dog. I'm saving it.
So as you guys are enjoying the entertainment and taking things in, Percy and Alfred, give me one more con save. All right. I guess everybody keeping upright. Alfred is quite emboldened and brave at this point that well, I'll leave that up to you, AJ, as you play Alfred. He has the brave and or dumb at this point. He's had enough liquor in him. He's not losing any faculties with it, but he's definitely getting the liquid courage effect.
In that case, like having turned towards like the rest of the party, Alfred would probably turn towards Zedri and just like heavily pat him on the back and almost like push Zedri into the table and just be like, "Oh, hey Zedri, so I'm feeling like the thing that you mentioned earlier about going to check over in the bay. Why don't we do it right now? I mean, honestly, we could just go swimming and we could probably find the stuff that we're looking for if there is anything. And if not, then maybe we could just have a swimming competition between the two of us." And Zedri just turns his head up and says, What are you talking about, Alfred? I don't want to go swimming right now. I want to figure out what the heck is up with this town. And Alfred will just kind of like look a little disappointed and then see everybody else from the party and make his way over towards Kiesel.
All right, everybody who has been drinking, you have advantage against being frightened for the.
Nice. They put some of that.
Why is he giving us that?
Give me
Put some of
a
that juice in there.
one of you pick and give me a D4.
There's a D4. I rolled a 4.
All right. Actually, you know what? Each of you can roll a D4 that's drinking. So, Kiesel, you have advantage against being frightened for the next 4 hours. So, whatever number you rolled, that's the number of hours you have advantage against being frightened.
We each rolled 1, 2, 3, 4.
Each of the numbers. So,
Yeah.
Alfred's gonna be out swimming in the bay, and then he's gonna be like, "Wait a minute, I don't like swimming."
As soon as I'm like 60 minutes past, oh fuck.
Yeah, he probably would need to make a frightened check against water at this point. Aquaphobia.
That's one of the first telltale signs of rabies.
Oh my gosh. Alfred is going to walk up to Kiesel. Are they still being accosted by people looking for their tug of war teams?
I mean, they're trying. If there's not really much feedback from them suggesting they're going to go, and then people kind of just move on and go take up that they're going to have their own tug of war match up front.
Okay, then yeah, he'll just waltz right up to Kiesel and say, "Hey Kiesel, I was wondering if you wanted to go ahead and maybe play into the party a little bit more. We could have like a drinking competition, or I could try my hand at arm wrestling you, maybe."
Kiesel with the straightest face goes, I don't know if you want to arm wrestle me, but here's the thing. It's like 9 in the morning. How much do we really want to play into this?
Well, as long as we have one person who's managing fine, and Cedric's all depressed over there, so I think we're good.
Cedric's depressed about what?
I don't know.
Did he lose his ability to speak with plants? What's going on?
I don't think that's necessarily how druids work. He seems a little upset about the fact that there might be something more to this, but I think we did most everything. If anything, we need to probably check in with Desi, see if he has any more information.
That would be excellent. By the way, did you see any land sharks during that incursion that we had?
Land sharks during the bay fight that we had?
Yeah.
No, they were all in the water.
And maybe that's what Cedric's waiting for. Maybe there's a whole nest of them underground that he just can't seem to shake the idea of having to face them. Maybe they're circling this very place under the ground right now. I don't know. Maybe that's what he's thinking about.
I don't think so. But I guess that's as fair as anything else.
But I do think checking in with Zezi would be a very good idea.
Is Desi visible in the tavern right now?
Yeah, he's over dancing to Silenus's music.
And yeah, we'll try to gather, I guess, Kiesel, if Jofriedr's there, gather him as well to see if we can go ahead and converse with Desi.
Oh, my friend Alfred, come in, join in. And he just kind of like grabs Alfred by the hand and tries to get him to join in, doing a little jig.
Alfred will join in as best as he can. I don't know if we've ever established how good of a dancer Alfred is.
I think that is a matter of a performance check from.
Oh, hey, yo. We're going to learn so much about our Fireheart friend.
The real question is, how good of a dancer is Desi? Solid.
He's having fun. That's all that matters.
Oh, poor Alfred.
There's a few too many outdated moves from the 70s. I mean, like the 270s.
The 270s. Oh, no.
Bring out the
AJ,
epic of Gilgamesh.
Picture this. Alfred and Ida on the dance floor in the casino.
Would have been bad.
Desi just cheers him on. We're all in a celebratory mood. Nobody cares what he's doing, so that's just trying to rope in the other two big guys to join into the dancing.
Percy's gonna go over to Zedri and say, Are those normal Fireheart dance moves?"
What? And Zedri will kind of like look up, looking towards Alfred, and just wince visibly. No, not necessarily. Though he is from Mob of Flame, so I guess it might be a little bit different over there.
They might have their own dancing culture. I've never seen anything quite like that. He's at least keeping to the rhythm.
It's a bare minimum, but yes.
So, is there a plan for what exactly it is that we're doing after this?
You know, I might have poisoned Alfred's brain. Well, not poisoned, but I did mention something about we haven't still faced any actual land sharks, and they could be swarming this very building right now. I don't know if they tend to sleep in, though, so, you know, who knows. But the fact that they were mentioned and we didn't fight any is very auspicious.
I believe our next course of action was to talk to the master of the town and get access to the Atanna berries.
Yes. Also, Kiesel, they were very specifically mentioned to be nocturnal.
Oh, then we don't have anything to worry about then. We should leave before nightfall.
Desi just goes and taps his foot as part of it's still staying in full dance as he's tapping his foot on the ground on the cobblestone floors. We got a solid floor. No problem with the land sharks in here. As he goes and Desi does with Alfred. we're square dancing now.
Desi, could you point out Minister Heiser for us?
He just kind of looks around as he's spinning with Alfred. Don't see her right now. Sure, she'll be in a second.
Could you point us to... Do you tell us where her estate is? We can maybe catch her on the way?
He just stops dancing. You gonna leave? I mean...
I mean, we'll be
It's gonna
back.
be disappointing for everybody if you just, like, leave in the middle of the feast and stuff. I mean, I put a lot of work to this, but I mean, yeah, her house is just down the way, I suppose. I could take you there, or I could go get her.
No.
Well, if you think that it would be better for us to stay, then we would appreciate if you went and got her.
Well, I mean, everybody would just be so disappointed if, the guests of honor go and duck out of their own feast and party. And, I mean, you're doing such a great job playing your fiddle there, and you regaling us the stories, and you kicking your friend's ass over there at the arm wrestling. And, it's, everybody's having a good time. He kind of hesitates for a moment looking at Zedri, who clearly hasn't been having a good time, so...
Are there windows, like an eye shot?
Yeah.
Alright, can Kiesel look out a window?
Yeah.
Can Kiesel go up to the window?
Sure.
Can he clear the window and clearly look outside?
It's just an open... There's no, pane of glass. It's just an open window.
Okay.
Yeah, look outside. What do you want to look at?
Just making sure the outside's still there. Last time we were told to stay in a tavern. So, Kiesel, as soon as he was like, please stay, Kiesel was like, I'm not liking this vibe.
That being said, Jofriedr's survival instinct is kind of tipping into... I mean, yeah, we're all having a good time at a party, but typically if someone doesn't want someone leaving just because we're guests of honor, there's something else behind there.
Yeah, Percy's also like, this is weird. He's being too insistent about us staying.
Can I roll insight?
Yeah.
Alright, can I encourage everybody else to roll an insight?
I was also going to roll insight, yeah.
I will help Kiesel.
Cool, I get 2 rolls then.
Much
You
better
also
insight
still have
than
the Bardic
mine.
Inspiration.
I do.
Speaking of inspiration, I'm going to use mine.
Okay. So I rolled a 14.
14.
I rolled a 14.
You need to use your Bardic Inspiration soon. It only lasts a minute.
It lasts
No,
a
it
minute.
lasts 10 minutes. It lasts 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Oh shit, I'm rolling that d6. I rolled a 16. Oh, I
16?
thought it was until like a short rest or a long rest.
We have 10
No.
minutes to use it.
Oh, damn. Okay.
What do you want trying to read into? Desi, but like what? What's behind the whole don't want you to leave?
I really want to be able to see through that, like Superman laser X-ray vision. Like, why do you not want us to leave so badly? Is it because this town has been decimated, and this is the first form of unity and entertainment you've had in God knows how long? Or are there eyeballs in the soup that we haven't been paying attention to?
100% the first one.
Okay. Then Kiesel will ease up a little.
We're way too suspicious about everyone. You know, what if I just, step out for a second, the boys can all stay, and I go find Minister Heiser? Maybe Zedri can come with me.
And we'll keep
Perhaps,
the party. We'll keep the party going too. There's no need for the morale to drop just because one or two of us decides to just leave and continue it elsewhere.
And we'll be back
Sure,
soon anyway.
Very soon.
Yes.
Yes.
Percy, would you like to trade? He holds out a cat and says, perhaps you leave one of your birds, and take Gallifranc here. I mean, just in case you need to get in contact with each other.
Understood. And yeah, Percy will leave behind Bottom, Starveling, and Flute. So the owl, the little yellow bird, and the Saker Falcon. And Starveling is just going to settle on Silenus's horns.
Give a
It's
little
like-
scratch under the chin.
And she'll take Gallifranc.
Zedri will go ahead and get up. Just as Alfred's kind of like coming around and being like, we're going to keep the party going.
Yes, the party's going.
You'll keep the party going, darling.
All right. So you and you coming with me?
You could just give us instructions as to where Minister
Well, I mean, I
Heiser's-
promised I'd get you an introduction and everything for what you did. So it'd only be fitting if I escort you.
Yeah, I suppose
That way I
that's
can
fine.
make sure you guys get back to the party as soon as possible, so you aren't missing out. Sure, everybody would love to hear a few more stories, and maybe kind of looking over Zedri's way. It's like maybe show them off a little bit of some of the stuff you can do. I mean, we're all impressed with what you did in the Bay.
Right. My group's been trying to get me to turn into a horse for a really long period of time, so I'm
You can do
not
that.
really Yes, I can. It's not something that I want to do. I'm literally
Desi,
not a
talk-
show
I don't wanna
pony.
turn into a
anything you
horse.
don't want to do.
Jesse, talk him into turning into a horse.
That sounds really cool.
Please don't. She's just like totally embarrassed at this point. Like his purple is turning shades of red as he's blushing, and he's just gonna like kind of tug at Percy's sleeve and just say, "Can we go ahead and go?"
Percy's just gonna like set her hands on his shoulders and kind of like start pushing him towards the door.
You get again the handshakes, the pats on the back, a couple swooning figures of different individuals kind of swooning over the adventures that are going by as you guys make your way out. Desi kind of just like clearing the road in front. As he gets outside, he goes, it's just like you see this moment of realization or creative moment for him as he goes and he turns back to you, Zedri, and just like, wait, is the cat like some part of your party that turned into a cat? Is that like something you guys do?
No, we don't turn around any cursed individuals.
Okay. That would have been cool, but what? No, never mind.
Tangentially
let's keep
cool,
going.
yeah. Now I have to agree with you.
All the naughty boys get turned into.
All right.
All the
Desi
naughty
will lead you
party
guys
members are turned
away.
into animals.
become servants of the party. All right, Desi leads the two of you off, heading towards Minister Heise's house as you guys are gone, leaving the other four party members behind. Should take up the tug of war competition, more music playing. What do you guys do in the meantime? Or do you want me to fast forward over you?
More drinking with all the other people. Try to keep the party going a little bit.
Yeah, if they're wanting to do physical activities like run around in the mud or take their shoes off indoors, then we will. Keith will entertain it.
Okay. Give me a round of con saves for those that continue to drink.
Dude, I'm gonna get friggin' drunk here soon. Oh, I'm getting drunk right now. Oh, about time it got up to Alfred.
Honey.
So you're
did.
solid with 14 is good enough. So 12's the DC. Jofriedr, I think we're still at, this is your last freebie that you pass. But Alfred, ooh, Alfred, that one's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Nat 1. No, that's too mean. I can't do that. I gotta deviate from the chart of rules that I'm using because that's too harsh. It wants to do 4d10 damage. We're gonna do 2d10 damage.
Goodness. Okay. Do I have to roll them?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm injuring my party members. Oh, well, completely average.
Nice.
All right, as Alfred twirling and whirling with that mug, and it's just a little bit too much as he stumbles to the floor. And yeah, Alfred takes 10 points of poison damage and has the poison condition, I believe. Yes.
Oof.
Jofriedr and Kiesel still going. Jofriedr, that last one didn't taste great going down. Little bit of coming back up, but you're good. You're good. Kiesel, you're just roaring through this. It's like nothing. Stuff's light.
It is.
Probably got a bit of seawater in it.
Let me find the poison condition here. There we go. As Alfred has a wee bit of alcohol poisoning going on.
Not that sound of
That sounds.
Thank you, Sarensky.
Alfred knows better than to like try to keep on going. He's gonna go ahead and like trudge himself over to a table, and he's gonna go ahead and like hail someone to bring him a cup of water.
And a bucket, please.
Yeah, he's not vomiting despite the sound effect going off. So he's holding on, but he's definitely some imbalance issues and struggling to get back up off the floor right himself as he obtains the glass of not the clearest looking water, but it'll do.
It will. He's gonna go ahead and take like a small vial of just like a powdery substance, and he's gonna go ahead and shake it a little bit, just like a white powder, and pour it in the water. He's gonna go ahead and cast Lesser Restoration on himself, so that he can keep the party going.
All right, that'll get rid of the poison condition. All right. So as you guys continue the party inside, entertaining the villagers, enjoying the food and drink, as they start to actually come out with some better, like cooked foods and variety of meats and different. There's some stew that's available, but for the most part, you get some nice, kind of like borderline burgers made with some sort of local meat. For all you know, it could be night tusk, since they did have a head on the wall of one. So quite tasty. Everything's made very well. Everything's way better than anything you've been eating in this place. And the party continues. While the other two, you guys get just short of the building that Desi has pointed out as Minister Heises and catch sight of a female catfolk with brown and gray fur heading in your direction, dressed in pretty fine attire, definitely way above the station of most of the commoner clothes that you've seen amongst all the different people that mostly working in farming and fishermen's and things like that. This person in some nice flowing black robes with gray edges to it, clean, ironed, like everything is just very pristine as she steps perfectly in between the puddles, walking in your direction and catching sight of Desi, regards him, clear sign of recognition as she's heading towards the lodge, and Desi just like quickly stops. Minister, yeah, so I give you the Heroes of Swornsteed. As he goes and gives his own applause for things, because he's clearly had a few drinks.
Minister,
Yeah, so I told them that, maybe you could get them taking, set up with, they're trying to get Atanna berries back to Ashmain because there's like this plague thing going around, and I said, maybe if they could help us with the bay, that you could get them access, and so here they are, and success! They killed the monsters, so can they get the berries? Can we help them out?
Nice.
Minister, it's lovely to meet you finally.
Oh, yes, a pleasure. Yeah, if you've helped out around town, I've been hearing stories. A couple of the guards came back, told me all about it. It sounds like you did a wonderful favor to the town. The least we could do is return the favor. Um, give me some time to make a few arrangements. Enjoy the festivities, as she can hear the crowd kind of cheering off in the distance. Seems like the party's roaring and heading off to being a good day. Could use a little bit of that in town. Anyway, yeah, I should be able to get you set up. Like, how bad are things? How much do you need? Sorry, we weren't aware there was a problem. We haven't heard anything from Ashmain since before the wave, so...
It's pretty bad. Almost an entire district has been afflicted with, they're calling it ash rot, and we did find out one of our group members was afflicted with it, and an Atanna berry compress helped out a lot. So honestly, just reintroducing it to the diet after it's become such a commodity, as much as you can offer. How are the groves looking? Did you need me to check them out? I'm a druid.
Oh, it's lovely. I mean, you're welcome to. I can take you over there to look things over if you want. There was a little bit of damage from the initial wave, but being this far away from, because we'll pull that map up. Point. As you can probably guess, the estate is the very large house up at the corner of the map. So not far off from the grove. You guys actually walked past this vine wall that Alfred had seen the night before as you guys were heading over. Actually, Desi probably would have taken you across the bridges over the little island in between. And so you would have minimally walked past the grove. But, yeah, being this far back from the bay, we didn't get a terrible lot of damage on this side of town, but a few of the walkways were washed out. Had to replace the palisade wall, as we've had to try and work on that elsewhere as well. But the crowned hair druids that reside here were kind enough to take care of putting up this lovely vine wall. I don't know if you noticed it as you were coming through. I can point it out when we go back that way. But it's done good to keep predators and thieves out and maintain things. But we got the groves back up and going. The druids are tending to them, making sure that we continue the basically round the clock production. I'm sure that reserves are a bit short supply just because most of the caverns that we kept them in flooded. And those warehouses were all kept mostly towards the coastline to provide for getting them onto ships and getting them out of town. But we could probably supply you with a couple wagon loads worth of reserves, and I believe we probably have enough production in the Grove. We could fill 2 more wagons, maybe 3. And then, of course, we could keep things going afterwards, now that we know that there's an issue.
We were also told that other adventurers had headed this way before us, and no one seems to have heard anything about them. You wouldn't happen to have any news that...
No, like I said, we haven't had. I mean, they're coming from Ashmain.
I guess that's where they came from.
I mean, we've had nobody from Ashmain since the wave, so you're the first real visitors we've had. A few other individuals have come in from the north, but it's a pretty rarely traveled path, so not surprising to have very few that way. A little bit concerned on the way to Ashmain. Every once in a while, we sent individuals out to go scout and make sure there's no problems, but
How often normally would someone come from Ashmain?
no, at least weekly. Trying to think. Yeah, we've been sending out somebody to check the trail to make sure there wasn't any sign of bandits or whatnot every 3 to 5 days. Most of them come back with clean reports. Not sure what the deal's been, but apparently something must be going on that's prevented us from communicating. But that's, I guess, if you wouldn't mind checking things out on your way back to Ashmain, that would be great. But otherwise, that'll be our burden to bear on investigating that and getting communication lined up. But I'm sure if we can get a shipment heading south, that should open things back up and get people communicating and hopefully getting people healthy back in Ashmain.
Yes. And hopefully now your sea or river water trade is opened back up now again as well, so...
Yeah, we don't do a ton of trade, more so the fishing and other uses of the bay. We do have some lines of merchant ships that use this as kind of a temporary port as they're heading from place to place. But other than that, mostly it's the fishing that's been cut off, and unfortunately, a lot of the people here have been living off of what has been scavenged from the carcasses that washed ashore. That's a dreadful situation, but we've made do with what we can, and we usually rely quite heavily on that trade from Ashmain, of them bringing in other goods and trading them for the berries. So things have been a little bit of a struggle, like I said. Nice to have some good news and to hear the sound of laughter and celebration in the streets again. Your group all from Ashmain then? Local folks?
No.
No.
I'm the only one who is, but everyone else is from all around. We have Torsland, we have people from differing continents.
Avaria. A few of us come all the way from Avaria.
Oh, we're quite fortunate to have you all here, helping us with our problems. But I don't need to take up any more of your time. Let me make some arrangements, and I'll check back in with my guard here quick, and then I will be over to the tavern if that's where you guys are hanging out, and probably send a few of you over to get wagons set up, and I can take the rest of you to come help out with harvesting berries from the grove, and we can get started on getting those crated up and get it ready. I assume you probably want to get on your way. I mean, you're welcome to stay, but if there's a plague ravaging the city, probably be best to get you on your way sooner rather than later. It's not even midday yet. I imagine we could probably get you loaded up and on the road within a few hours.
Amazing.
We'd appreciate it.
Not a problem. Desi, take care of our lovely guests. I will get things situated. Desi, you can point them towards Jolene's. She'll probably has most of the wagons that we'd have on that are in one piece. Like I said, 4, maybe 5 is probably going to push our limit as to what we have available right now. Things kind of, like everything else, got destroyed in the wave. So I know she was working on getting those fixed, and I thought she was close to having that 5th one fixed, so maybe prod her along. Yeah, Desi, take care of that. I will go make sure that things are set up at the Grove, and then I'll meet you over at the lodge, and I can bring a group of you over to the Grove to check things out. Good?
Thank you so much.
Ah, splendid. It is a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for your service to the village. I'll see if I can't scrounge something up to, we're a bit strapped for things, but maybe you can scrounge a few things that the village could offer you in addition to, I mean, I'm sure a party's all fun, but you do need to pay the bills somewhere. So, I'll see if I can't scrounge up a little bit of loot for you.
That'd be most appreciated. We're actually very recent homeowners, so it would be most imperative for us to be able to fund that.
Certainly. I mean, it's only to be expected. I will see what I can come up with, and I should be back over to the inn within, give me 15 minutes.
What?
Splendid. And she just quickly, turns on one heel and starts marching back towards her house. All right, so that went great. Got everything. This will be great. Do you want to go get the rest of the folks? You guys want to go to Jolene's, or do we want to send some of them to go to Jolene's? She isn't the nicest one in town, but I imagine we could probably drag her out of the party and get her over there, especially if we tell her that the boss, minister said that she needs to. Yeah. Back to the party? Check on my friend Alfred?
Right. I'm glad that you've gotten so close with Alfred, but the way that the minister just worded that, it sounds like we're going to be out by the end of the day. So we probably need all hands on deck in order to get the stuff we need.
Well, yeah, I'm happy to help. Would you need me to do anything? But yeah, we should go get the rest of the people, and I'm sure a couple of those people will probably join up and just help out with things just because, they're, I don't know. I think you guys got a lot of admirers here in town now.
Lead the
He
way.
goes and kind of taps his chest like, I'm one of them.
Lead the way, Desi. We'll make a plan once we're all together.
All right, he goes and he kind of a little jump in his step, kind of skips ahead, and a couple twirls that kind of almost fall over in the slightly damp and muddy streets as he's kind of dancing along to the music that's in his head that clearly he can't hear from this far away. And
As he's kind of in front, Percy's gonna pull, like, kind of fall a little bit farther back and kind of whisper to Zedri. So there's a bit of a puzzle going on.
With just all of this stuff?
The weird communication issues that just suddenly dropped off the face of the earth, off of the face of the land, the same time two large disasters happened. Which... Are we all too suspicious? Are we all too paranoid about everything just going awfully?
Hey, I'm probably the worst person to ask about that because I'm just a neurotic mess sometimes. But I think it's fair to be a little paranoid sometimes.
Yeah, I only know a little bit of what you all have been through. But I think what we have all been through is somewhat warranted for us to be a little bit paranoid. When a bunch of things that others might chalk up to coincidence happen all at once.
I agree. Maybe if we go along, get the wagons prepped, get a chance to look at the grove proper, we could actually find out if there's any inconsistencies.
I have a feeling. I don't think the origin of this issue is either in Swanstead or in Ashmain. I think it's on the road between, but you know, we ran into some problems on the way, but nothing that, you know, if the scouts have been coming back, but then there's been no travelers between.
Right, nothing like getting stuck by the razor mandibles of a creature in your shoulder.
Yeah. And there's the land shark thing that I don't want to run into them.
I say we
personally
need to leave before the end of the day then. Although Desi doesn't seem too pleased about ending the party, I think that everybody can get drunk and have their due. I can make sure that everybody walks out on 2 feet, and Zedri will pat his side near the staff.
It's just it doesn't add up, and the thing that's worse about it is that the people we're meeting all seem so genuine, which is a new thing to me. I will be completely honest. I have not met such nice people ever. I'm used to assholes.
I've had my fair share too.
Yeah. But these people, these folk, they seem so kind and genuine and just down on their luck and...
Keep an eye out, keep an ear to the ground, but that's really all that we can do. I'm inclined to follow along with whatever's happening. It sounds like Kaiser wants to go ahead and help us.
Yes, that's what I'm thankful for. It's just there's a larger issue at play.
watches Desi almost biffs it straight into a mud puddle up in front of you as he just continues to twirl and dance. He's singing some song. It's all nonsensical. It's some sort of a children's or drinking song that doesn't make any sense as he sings along, but he doesn't seem to notice any of your conversation. He seems to be quite engaged with himself.
So you mentioned you'll have a house now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we purchased one over in Six Bells.
If I am an honorary member of Cybil Spear, should I end up back in Six Bells, be able to bunk there?
I would say so. I mean, we're going to build a basement first, so we kind of have to get that out of the way before we can go ahead and house any guests.
Here's a bedroll, but we gotta dig out the bottom first.
Under construction.
Sounds good to me. I mean, it's best to have a... Oh, yeah. I mean, it's always good to have a stable place to stay at all.
I
And then
agree.
plus, it'll I can always keep an eye out for any other thieves or people coming through, make sure it stays safe.
I'd appreciate that. Thank you, by the way, for helping to lead a talk with Minister Heiser and everything like that. It's really nice to have someone along who's honestly great at talking.
To be fair, it's a skill I had a lot of practice on very early. It's like when you're used to having to talk on pins and needles around people you see every day. You learn to choose your words very carefully.
Well, it's done you well, and I appreciate all of the help.
Thank you. I was going to offer you all something before I left, and I figured I might as well do it now. I know that Alfred has the mark of the dreamer behind his ear.
Yes.
And I had found, as a young one, a book about this that mentioned the mark in my home library. I was going to get in contact with my mother and see if she could maybe either get it sent to you, or if you all ever end up in Kalmar, she could give it to you.
Yeah. That'd be incredible. That'd be really helpful.
I knew at some point our paths for this length of our road were going to divert soon, but I wanted to make sure that you all had some help on this bigger journey. I don't know why, I have a feeling that whatever this dreamer is going to be quite a problem for more than just you all someday in the future.
Yeah. I mean, point blank, we can't exactly dream. Don't really.
Yeah, that. I mean, I really can't picture that idea as elves. Our trance is a dream, so I wouldn't know how to exist like that.
I mean, at the beginning, it was a little uncomfortable, but now I feel like I'm getting like the deepest sleep I've ever had. Especially without all those pesky dreams in the way. Most of the time, they were nightmares.
That's understandable.
And we agreed
But
for. Oh, you go.
But I'll see what my mother can do.
Of course. So Desi was taking us back to the tavern to get Jolene to go ahead and help us with the wagons.
Yes, as well as whatever you guys want to meet back up with the party. So
Okay.
you'd be making your way back to the lodge and seeing the tug of war match that has begun out front. Jofriedr and Kiesel, did you guys jump in? Or are you guys just watching the villagers pull at each other?
Jofriedr will jump in.
I think Kiesel will also jump in. Are we doing
Okay.
opposite sides or same sides to make it funny?
They were pushing for you guys to be the guys on the ends of the rope, the big guys holding the line.
Okay.
We'll do opposites, but I'll like push the rope or attempt to. No, that's not really possible from the back. I'm just not gonna pull as much. Like, I'm gonna do a little tug, try and make it seem like I'm tugging, but not super hard.
Yeah, but a little tug from you is going to be a lot of these people's best efforts.
All right, so each of you give me an athletics check, but if you are having, like, if you're putting your full effort into it, click to add an extra d20 to it. That'll be the commoner's help.
Said athletics?
So
Well,
yeah, Jofriedr's 14 is basically 7 from the commoners and 7 from Jofriedr, because even when he's not trying, he gets his mod.
Did I do that right? Oh wait, why do I have a +6?
That's your strength modifier.
Proficiency +3 plus your 3 strength mod.
Wow.
Okay, with a 42 to 14, Jofriedr, give me a dex save, and then just roll a d20 for the commoners.
Oh, I'm good at dex saves.
Dude, I just wanted to win
Wow.
one arm wrestling competition. I didn't want to become like Hercules.
You paid 100 gold for it. You're getting your money's worth.
Oh, Yover's having a great time with it too.
Jofriedr's just counting up each one. You're paying me for each time I throw this, right?
No.
Yeah, with the 19, Jofriedr's like quickly lets go of the rope as the pole goes over the line. All the rest of the commoners go skittering through the mud and just covered. They're all still happy. They're all still cheering and stuff. And the other group just like all patting Kiesel on the back and cheering him. And you're grabbing more drinks, bring more drinks over, celebrate in the street as they look at all their friends and give a good hearty laugh as they're watching all these people fall into the mud. And Percy and Zedri, that's what you walk back to, is watching this tug of war with this long rope pull a bunch of people into the mud, and Jofridir is the only one standing from that side watching all these people just get covered in this dark brown mud.
Well, the party
Percy's
didn't
gonna-
die.
I mean, with this group, honestly, I think they would have let it go all week if they wanted to. They seem to be enjoying their happiness. I'm just gonna walk over and pat Jofriedr on the back.
Ah, you've returned. So what's the news?
Well, it seems Minister Heiser is quite grateful, and we need to get some wagons, but we'll be able to go back to Ashmain with 4 or 5 wagonfuls of Atanna berries.
Oh, well.
It's fantastic news.
Is that going to put a burden on the town?
Oh, they have druids that maintain the grove. So, in a similar way to how I can go ahead and maintain plant growth, I'm sure they could do the same. But we're actually going to head over there, so maybe we can just ask them, make sure that we're not taking too much.
Now, I know we've been expecting this. I mean, this has been a whole quest, so to speak. But do you think having all these tunnel bears is going to put a big target on our back?
Maybe that's
Well,
not a bad thing. I do know there's
I
something
don't think so.
out there.
Well, so Minister Heiser did confirm that they've had no. They normally would get someone from Ashmain about every week or so, and that since this wave, they've had nobody visit. They've sent scouts out, and they've had nothing to report. We know people have tried to come this way, but have never made it. It does seem like there's something trying to keep the trade of Atanna berries null.
Then I would.
Well, I mean, well, I just really don't think that there's a higher power happening with this. Once again, I feel like it's just we ourselves experienced that travel between the two towns can be a little bit dangerous.
Well, there's
Oh,
of
no.
course it's going to be dangerous, but I think it's a little bit more than maybe just a small group of bandits, because there were
Although, if you
Other
want me to
adventurers.
throw my hat in the ring on why the reason that no one would be going to check on Swornsteed, my vote would be on the church, declaring the plague a good thing. But
Yeah, I mean, natural disasters happen all the time. Bandits like to run rampant when the local government collapses. But that's not quite my style. I'd rather deal with paranoid uh, delusions of conspiracy. That's a little bit more my speed, to be honest, but I just maybe remain extra vigilant. Leave all doors open if we find anything that could lead to a explanation, you know.
indeed.
As he comes out of the lodge, finding you guys all outside with that older-looking, mostly gray-furred catfolk woman, presumably Jolene, who looks a little bit grumpy as she's being dragged out of the lodge, but quickly turns to, "Hey, the heroes! Do you want to go get some wagons? Happy to help."
Sure.
Yeah.
And if any of them still need to be fixed up, I'm sure I or Alfred will be able to get them repaired right as rain.
But where's Alfred? I didn't see him. Somebody said maybe he took a little trouble with the drinks. I don't know.
Alfred will.
I'll go find him.
Yes, Alfred's new best friend.
Oh, and he pokes his head back out the door. I'll be right back. I can take some of you over to go start getting berries if some of you want to go get the wagons. Shouldn't need everybody to go get the wagons, and we can get some. I can drag a couple of these guys in here, and we'll get it all taken care of. Be right back.
Would anybody like to come accompany me and get wagons?
Sure. Yeah, if we can expedite this.
I'll come along with you.
We'll probably still have to spend a night in the woods again, but if we can leave by midday, maybe a little bit after that, in a few hours.
Minister Heiser was very intent on making sure that we're out of town before the end of the day. But she seemed to
Alright.
understand the emergency in Ashmain, so that, once again, might just be my paranoia.
I suppose. Sure. Yes. Let's. Yes. Yeah,
I found
think it's
him.
better. Oh.
It's got Alfred by the back of the collar. Alfred doesn't know why he's being dragged out the door. Me and my friend here, we've been talking, and we think. Well, I mean, I proposed it, but he didn't say no. So, yeah, he'll go with the wagon group because he apparently can fix things like that. I saw the cool things he was making and using in the bay, so maybe he can go help with the wagons. Maybe you and you go with me, and we'll go start with the berries, and you, and you. Wait, sorry, there's only two people. You and you go with Alfred here and go to the wagons, and we got this covered. When he was pointing at the three, he pointed at Percy, Jofriedr, and Kiesel to go with him, and then pointed at Zedri and Silenus to go with Alfred. Obviously, he's just throwing out names, so you guys could choose whatever you guys want to do. So,
I mean, I think, Zedri, do you want me to go with you? I figured you were going to get the berries.
I figured I was too, but it seems like this guy has it figured out.
Oh yes, you know,
Zedri,
a drunk mind is sometimes the wisest mind you can find.
Zedri, why don't you go get the berries?
Yeah. I'm gonna trade teams if that's okay.
That works. I'll trade with you.
Perfect.
All right. Shall we go?
We shall.
She kind of just motions like, you gotta go with me, and he'll lead the way, whoever follows him. So, and Jolene will lead the way in the other direction, heading towards the wagons. All right.
Okay,
To,
so what are these teams again? Wait, I'm making a
Yeah.
table for Team
My
Berry and Team
understanding
Wagon.
is it is Jolene, Alfred, Silenus, and Jofriedr heading our Team Wagon.
Okay.
And then Percy, Zedri, Kiesel,
And
And
Desi.
Desi.
and Desi, Team Berries.
Okay.
All right. As you split up and go off your separate ways, we'll go wagon crew first. So you guys don't have to go too terribly far. It's not that big of a village. Head about equivalent of about a block away, end up at this little workshop. There's a couple wagons setting out front, and then one that's sitting up on some wooden supports. Basically, it's up on blocks with the wheels getting repaired. All right. So, one of you can help out with fixing things. We can, you know, I think I can get you 5. I might be able to push it to 6. That one over there is a little bit beat to shit, but I think we can probably find some pieces. If you got the time, we can go and get things put together.
I think that we will be okay with the 5. That will be more than enough.
All right, all right. And then I suppose I can get you. Do you got horses to pull them? I can probably scrounge up a few draft horses.
We have 4 horses? 5?
Oh well, sounds like you got it covered. One should be able to carry there. It can't be that heavy. Well, maybe you might be a little bit bigger load, but she kind of just gives you a little bit of a wink, kind of taking in Jofriedr there.
That's right. I'd much rather prefer being on foot.
All right. Yeah. So, where y'all from?
We're from here and there, but we're basing ourselves from 6 spells at this moment.
Oh,
All right.
I'm over from Eaglefall, over in the Arborflame province. Alfred Yates, nice to meet you.
Oh, yeah.
Alfred A. Yates,
Pleasure
nice
to meet you too. I mean, Desi says nice things in the 30 seconds we talked about you, but you know, the rest of you are from around. You do this adventuring stuff often.
Oh, yes, that is...
She's not
Any
working
time.
on anything. She's just standing there, leaning against the wagon, having this conversation.
Jofriedr, if you want to lift some of those, those pieces,
Yeah, just that, put that over there and stuff. And you guys got family?
I mean, of course, traveling, haven't seen them in a while. Silenus will continue to try to, like, with Alfred's help, show Jofriedr where he's supposed to put things, and, like, between the two of our mending spells, start to try to work on fixing this wagon, making We're gonna
Yeah,
make polite small talk.
like that. Yep. And she just will continue to like provide some guidance, but not actually, and not the spell guidance. Just some point the finger and say, "Do this, do that," and leading you guys as you, yeah, do that. Yep. You fix the wagons, and proceeds to carry out this small talk of asking you a flurry of questions. Nothing like horribly invasive, but definitely she is doing
Kevin
far
Kilo
more
asks,
talking
"Where's Cybil?"
questions than she is business. There is no regard for I have a job to do here. It is all focus on, hey, I just want to talk to people and get to know you. General vibe of she doesn't talk to a lot of people that often. Seems to be much more the people person and less the do any serious business. And Kev has redeemed where's Cybil, so I guess AJ, that's your job this session.
I think that Cybil is back at the tavern, curled in a corner, taking all of the scraps. Not curled in a corner, actually. She's just weaving in and out, picking up all the table scraps.
She's getting lots. Everybody is like feeding to her.
But then she'll go and take a nap in the corner. Probably get a few pets from some kids, but not be too bothered by it.
Yeah, once a few people identify as being that's the dog that came with him. Oh, that's their dog. That's their dog. Then it's, oh, let's take care of their dog. She is very much being overfed. And Dustin is turning over wherever he's at tonight. All right, as you guys carry on this conversation, doing all the work for Jolene as she just casually asks you about your life story while watching you do the job, the other group heading off to the Atanna Grove walk up to find this large wall that is probably about 15 feet high of vines and other plant matter that's just this natural but unnatural looking wall, but it's completely organic. And as you walk up, Druid standing at the front gate just quickly goes and sees Desi leading the way, opens the door, and lets you walk in. And stepping into the Atanna Grove with this warm welcome, very different from the one that Alfred had conveyed about his interaction with the guard the night before. Stepping inside, you're greeted by a very humid atmosphere. It's almost like stepping into a little bit of a sauna as you look up and see that this vine wall kind of curves in. It doesn't provide like a full ceiling on top of this. There's still quite a bit of sunlight coming in from the morning sun, but it's keeping in a lot of steam as you notice steam coming up off the water, that this water is clearly heated to some degree and spread across this large lake that is set out in front of you. Give you a rough estimate as to how big.
As they walk in, Percy's going to take off her jacket, fold it up, and Bottom is going to open up his chest cavity, and she's just going to put her jacket in there and start rolling up her sleeves.
Okay. It's a pretty pleasant. I mean, it's steamy, it's humid, but it's pretty pleasant just because of the contrast to the early spring cold temperatures outside. So it's a pretty good high 60s, low 70s, but definitely a moist. Feels a lot hotter than that inside. The lake in front of you spreads out about 60 feet in each direction, so about 120 feet wide, and just carefully placed like a very well plotted orchard are all of these large green, very atypical for this time of year. Most things are still just coming back naturally, but clearly this area is cared for by these druids that were mentioned by Hyza. And you have all of these big green trees that the trunk goes down into the water and the rest of the tree is up above, and they are all spread out 3 rows to each side, extending out a good 100 feet beyond the entry point. So it's about 120 by 120 square lake that is set out, and you can watch little bubbles coming up out of the water. That there's what's your guys' passive investigation? I have never, I think, ever asked for that before. We'll say a passive investigation.
Let me check. Oh, off the top of my head.
How do I even check for that?
Just what's your
I do not know
investigation
your-
modifier? Or do you have proficiency in it?
3.
10 plus your
13.
Passive
Yeah.
investigation is 14.
It's 14, 13, 13. You all gather there is probably something underneath the water that's keeping it heated and providing this atmosphere. And doesn't take a lot to go and look at all this and say, hey, you know what? Maybe this is why these grow nowhere else. This is a very, very unique atmosphere that it is in. Zedri, I'm going to give you a little bit of a bonus to your 13, so I'm going to let you roll and roll with advantage on an investigation check because you are the local here.
They're like steamed rocks under the water, causing steam to rise.
And nat 20, okay.
Nice.
Being familiar with Ashmane's location and how things are set up there, and like the Destiny Springs and various other places that are basically heated hot springs, it's very like that's what this is. This is some sort of a hot spring that these trees were growing in. Now they've obviously made it into a specific orchard, but pretty clear that's what's going on. And as each of you are kind of just like taking in this view, as Desi kind of just like puts his hand out, tries his almost slips and falls over into the water as he's still having a little bit of trouble with his equilibrium after the drinks that he had at the bar before you guys started taking him around town. And each of you roll me a d6. All right, Kiesel, you are lucky. First one with the worst roll out of the d6s as you step away for a second. All right.
Oh no.
Oh no.
As he mutes and runs away. All right, we'll just go backwards order. We'll go Percy first. So, Percy, give me a wisdom save.
Oh. Oh, this is not gonna be good. I was right.
Oh.
And as she does a wisdom save, well, let's take a break.
Ooh! Ooh!
the suspense.
Brutal.
So we'll take a quick break. I'm kind of steering us towards this is probably going to be a longer session than usual, but I'm taking advantage of the Dustin's not here, and Dustin doesn't have to go to work in the morning as an issue for the party. So we're going to play a little bit longer tonight if that's okay with everybody else, but not terribly
Oh
long.
no!
So.
More
D&D.
D&D.
Uh-oh.
No.
Okay. Earmuffs for everybody but Saga.
Oh.
I've never been in this situation before.
All right. I probably could have just passed this along, but so since we're on stream, we'll keep it to the specifics for audience wise. So, as you fail your wisdom save, you hear a voice calling out to you in your head. Thankfully, not a unpleasant one or one telling you to die, as you are familiar with, but you hear just this little voice of, "Hello there. Hello?
Hi.
Hi. Welcome to my village. It's really nice of you to come by.
It's a very nice village. Who are you? Have I met you? Were you at the party?
No, I never get to go to things like that. But
Do you live? Are you part of this
yeah, I live
grove?
here. I live here. This is my village. The people here are really nice, aren't they?
They're very wonderful people, very kind souls.
Yeah, I really like them. They've been really nice to me since I got here, but yeah, I don't get to get out much. I kind of just don't. The outdoors really aren't my thing. So, um, but yeah, it's great that you came here, and I think we could be friends, and I hope we can be friends. You seem like a really nice person. I heard about all the nice things you did for the village, and all the great things you did down at the bay in, like protecting the people here and helping them out. And I really like that because I like the people here and I like people that take care of them.
I mean, they're very good people, and I really would not want to see anyone be hurt by dangerous monsters prowling the bay or the swamps.
Yeah, they
You
were
said
really awful.
yes. You said you're here in the grove.
Yeah, this is my
Could
home.
yes, could you you might I would like to meet you in person if you don't mind.
Oh, I'm right here.
You're gonna see Percy kind of look around like,
Give me a perception check.
okay. Um,
Not leaning into your best stat for sure. Oh, hey, bringing the A game there.
yeah.
You look as you're kind of glancing around. You see these different individuals that are moving around in here in the grove. There's people picking berries. There's people that are packing things up in crates, and you see a couple of people that presumably are the druids that were mentioned that are walking around. But
Mhm.
nobody seems to be looking at you or regarding you. And as you're just about to give up, you see down in the water, big, cute. It's the big eyes effect of big eyes tend to make things look really cute. So it's like the Puss in
Mhm.
Boots eyes type thing, but it's just one, and just kind of looking up, and then it's just like this little smile underneath the eye, and just looking up at you. And yeah, this is what you are charmed by, and you're now friends, and it's very cute. It looks really cute,
Percy's gonna give it a little wave.
and it goes and just kind of like nods very very slowly. Doesn't really break any surface water, doesn't seem to shift much at it, and you don't think that anybody else really notices it.
You
I hope we
have
can be friend. I can be friends with your friends. Do
a
you think
very
they talk to me too?
yes, I think they would. I think they're
Okay.
very good and kind people. Do you have a name?
Um, it's really hard to pronounce and stuff, but you can call me Izzy.
Izzy. A pleasure to meet you, Izzy. I'm Percy.
Oh, nice to meet you too.
Uh,
All right,
because
so I have a question for you.
okay.
I need you to tell me what are Percy's greatest desires. Does she want more from the world than anything else?
She wants her greatest desires. Number one is to find a way to get her mother out of Kalmar, out of Antonio's kind of grip, out of that contract, and let her see the world. That's number one biggest desire. I would say right after that would be
World peace?
to no, not Percy. No. Um it would be to create a place that is all the best things she remembers about her home is the community, the interesting people coming in and out, the different skills and stuff, but without the looming contract, without the threat of being kicked out, but just having kind of like a welcoming place for all different types of people. And then obviously being able to have her mother back in her life.
Okay. All right. I'm going to segue to the next wisdom save, and we'll see if there's more people in this conversation. So we'll go back to the full group for a second, and then we'll come back. And those of you that are out there watching and stuff, please do not post anything in chat that would potentially affect everybody's ability to play through this. So I just ask you keep that to yourself. It'll make things more fun for everybody. You just get to be in on things more so than spoiling things would be great. So, all right. So, I think I got everybody's attention.
Bing bong.
Just need a Jofriedr. Oh,
Okay,
there we go.
There he is.
All right. I need. Who's next on the list? I believe it was.
Zedri.
Are we still? Yeah.
It was Alfred, but should have been Zedri.
No.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm
Yeah.
managing 2 character sheets, y'all.
The D6 comes from whichever
Respectfully.
one it chooses. So,
Yeah.
Zedri, roll me a wisdom save.
This has historically gone really well.
Poorly.
Oh, yeah.
Poorly!
Absolutely poorly.
All right.
Wait, question.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to take Alfred's inspiration, so. Because
Yeah, I think we had that conversation
Yeah.
last time as to that would not be cool. So
No. I don't want to do that. But it.
All right, so
Really bad
I
feel.
need everybody to go to earmuffs again, except for now Saga and Zedri get to stay.
What?
Oh.
More death in for me.
More death?
Yes.
Less Jeff.
This isn't going well for the party at the moment, so
Oh, great. Oh, and I rolled the worst. Son of.
all right, Zedri, as you fail your wisdom save, you hear this voice come into your head. Hello there.
Can I respond back mentally?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
You can try to, at least.
Hi? Yeah, I'll try to.
Hi. Are you Percy's friend?
Yes.
And you're one of the heroes that helped in the bay?
Yeah.
Ah, that's great. You're awesome. I really like what you did for the village. I think we can be really good friends. And I will clarify for you the same thing that I clarified. And Zedri, you already have some of this information, AJ. So you are charmed by this being, and the same information that I sent you earlier for Alfred, you now have that information. Saga has been given this information as well. And you are the one clarification I gave to Saga that I did not give to you or Alfred, and I looked it up afterwards, and so I would have given it to Alfred if he was here tonight. Anyway, it is not the standard charmed condition. It is a slightly different version of charmed. Rules as written. That's the way it's set up. And so it is not, I get advantage, the creature gets advantage on persuasion checks and charisma checks. It does tell you what to do. It controls you, but not to the, I don't know why they worded it this way, but it's not like possession.
It's okay. It's
It
domination.
influences.
You
It's
are
domination
friends,
more than
pretty
charm.
much.
Yeah.
It influences
Can't make you
what
hurt
our
it yourself or
actions.
things like
Yeah.
that, but
Cool.
in general it is, you are now friends and you are going to comply with anything that it suggests unless that thing would be directly adverse to your core motor functions and core operating procedure on how your character would move, because I'm not going to go and say, yeah, go kill your friend. We're not doing anything like that. Don't worry, I'm
Cool.
not putting you in that position.
So I still can't climb ladders. That's what you're telling me?
Maybe you might
That's
have
my motor
inspiration now.
functions. That'd be nice. Thank you.
Anyway, so it's really great you helped out the people here. The people here are really great, aren't they?
Yeah, I was actually really worried about all of them.
Oh no, they're really nice. They've done a really good job of, like trying to rebuild after everything went really bad, and they're good people, and I really like them, and they've taken really good care of me and become my friends, just like you guys are going to be my friends.
Cool. So we can just like stay here.
But that would be awesome if you guys wanted to stay here and like help rebuild the town and like help take care of things and stuff. And sometimes some bad things come around, and I can't 100% like always fight them and help the people here because that's not really something that I do very well at. But like I really appreciate you guys killed those monsters in the bay because they were really mean and they were like really trying to hurt me.
Yeah, I mean, do
And
you
they hurt a
need
lot of my friends.
your friends? So you have more friends. I mean, I have more friends.
Yeah, I mean, like all the people that live here are my friends.
Oh, that's a really nice way of thinking about it.
Some of them don't spend as much time with me as others, but Desi's really cool. He's a really good guy, and he's helped me out a lot. And the druids take good care of me and stuff, and everything's really good here. So I'm really glad we're gonna be friends.
I am too. I'm really glad.
All right, we'll push pause because Kiesel's still got to make his save, so we may get 4 people in this conversation.
Oh,
Wrong button.
The wrong cue.
All right,
That's what
as
that
we
means.
come back to normal here, Kiesel, give me a wisdom save.
Golly.
You guys are underleveled and overfucked.
Well, it's a good thing Alfred's not here because he'd be taking negative ones to the dome.
Man.
I don't have inspo. I haven't had inspo in months.
Does anybody?
I already used my inspiration.
Wait,
That's
can
so stupid.
message
Oh,
Justin right now.
See, this is why we got stuck in the tavern.
Fuck. Do I have to deafen? Is that my punishment?
No, everybody else except for you, AJ, and Saga has to. So Jeff and Conrad will deafen you again.
We're not part of a cult.
Okay, so those of you that can hear, and I'll just reiterate this again for people that are out there watching the stream, please do not post anything about this in the stream chat that potentially could be read by the other players, because this will be a lot more fun if we can keep it all. You get to be in on it, so play with it. So anyway, Kiesel, you are now charmed. Hello? You hear this voice in your head. Hello? Are you one of Zedri and Percy's friends?
It's something like that. With a lot more than just friends, to be honest. But I think so.
Ah, that's cool. You guys are really, really nice, and that was really great what you guys did for the villagers and taking care of our town. I think we could be friends.
We can totally be friends.
All right. So Desi here's one of my friends, and like lots of the people that live here are my friends, and I think we're gonna get along real well. But we gotta make sure that like nobody that isn't wanting to be our friends does anything to harm any of our friends. So, hopefully everybody can just get along, and maybe you guys will want to stay and live here, and help build the town, and defend against like those evil monsters, like the ones that were in the bay.
I just want a real quick of what I can and cannot say while being
Okay.
charmed.
So it is not charmed as written. It is a different version of charmed for whatever reason, they use charmed as the word, but then they specifically says that you are under the control of this being. So it's more like possession, but it's called charmed. That
Okay,
being
so
said, you can't be told to harm yourself. You can't be told to do anything that, I guess how I put it with AJ was, you can't be told to do something that is outside of your core programming of what your character would do.
but I'm basically also like enthralled.
Yes, this
That's
is
a
your
better
new best
word
friend.
for it.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
like this creature is like it's giving us these ideas and we follow them to however we want to follow them.
Okay. Yeah.
So you have an inclination towards, you're friends with this creature just by the charmed effect in and of itself. But beyond that, you have an inclination towards defending the town against anything that would threaten it, protecting the people that are here. The Desi's a good guy. That all of your friends are good people. That Percy and Zedri are good people.
Man, fuck Desi. God damn it. Dude, he's probably the reason why we're like this now. Okay. You know, I was just thinking of I had so much I had to do, but to be honest, some of these houses look like they haven't been having people in living in years, and I was just thinking to myself it'd be very nice for them to be rebuilt and maybe having more people living here.
Oh, I'm sure we could find you a place to live. And I'm sure the villagers would be happy to help you build a new home. And then you could be here and we could play together and we could be friends forever.
Now tell me, do I have to worship Infernus or can we just be friends?
Oh, no, I don't really care about the gods. They really aren't that terribly important. I mean, to each their own. The people here seem to really like the light goddess. But for me, I don't have any kind of rules that you got to follow certain religions. That just seems silly.
Oh, great. That's just great. You know what's been on my mind? Um this it just
I would love to know what's on your mind. Prompting that.
what's on my mind?
Okay, I don't know how to handle this. Maybe okay, I didn't do this with Zedri yet. I did this with Percy, and Percy was only in here alone. So I think these technically should be done alone. But Kiesel has prompted it, so I'm going to do Kiesel's, and then I'll come back to Zedri. So Zedri just deafened for a little second. And Saga too, yes. What is Kiesel's greatest desire? What does he want more than anything in the world?
Oh shit, it's happening. Oh no, it's happening. No. Kiesel wants to go back home and like his life never got fucked up. Everybody that he cares about, his special lady in his life, never disappeared or died or whatever the fuck happened to her. That is desire. That is the ultimate desire for Kiesel.
All right. Okay, I'll have you deafen for a second, and I'll bring AJ back.
Is it me?
Yep.
Okay. What are we doing?
All right. What is it that Zedri wants more than anything else in the world? What is his greatest desire?
What is Zedri's greatest desire? Oh, goodness. To stay connected with this group for the rest of his life.
Okay. Do I bring just you three back, or do I bring everybody back? Do you have anything else to talk to this being about at the moment?
Yeah, Zedri would go ahead and mention. So are we still going to
Well,
be?
I'll bring them back.
Oh,
Because
okay, yeah.
the telepathic link can go
Oh,
across
all three of
them.
us.
I don't think it really matters.
Ooh, okay,
So, uh, yeah. You want a message, Saga, I'll message Kiesel.
cool.
All right. Go ahead, Zedri.
Okay. Hey, so we still need to go ahead and help out some other people as well. Not necessarily friends, but I guess maybe we owe it to them. They're a little bit more like family. Are we still going to be able to take the Atanna berries back to Ashmain?
I don't give a fuck about the Atanna berries. We need to build houses.
We really should make sure that all of the threats to Swansea are dealt with. They're just going to keep. We have to stay here and make sure the people are protected.
If
I mean,
you can,
at the end of the day, I think that's kind of the deal. That if we can't protect the town and we can't protect the village and protect the berries, then what little berries you send to Ashmean aren't going to really matter. We need to make sure that the village is protected.
I mean, they're already dead, Zedri. We need to stay here and help the people who aren't sick. If you can go and just disperse the waters like you did before, we can just go around the empty coast and just start poking things with sticks. And I mean, that sounds like it wouldn't take that long of a time, but then we have to rebuild the houses and maybe clear out the bogs. And
Well, once we make sure the village is safe and the swamp is safe, then maybe it'll be easier for people to go in between Ashmain and Swanstead so that the berries can then get delivered, and if it's more consistent. And it's
somebody else can bring the berries, but I think our purpose is to stay here.
we could make this a safe haven.
I'm sure some of my other friends, they could take the berries. You guys are like, your skills would probably be better used to go and, deal with the threats that come into town than be on the road.
That's very true. It didn't seem like the townsfolk were really able to defend themselves from the creatures, but we handled
They
them pretty
try.
aptly.
But that's
feel
not really
bad
what they're ever
for them.
designed to do. Most of them are farmers and druids and things that they do a really great job of maintaining the grove and taking care of me, but fighting is really not their thing.
Yeah, and you're an exceptional druid, Zedri. You have very special talents that they don't.
For sure.
You could set up a druid monastery where you could train many people to defend Swanstead.
It's
Or
true.
a druid monastery where you also teach them the ways of the fist up the arse.
It's what a
Do you know
monastery
how to
is,
fight, like-
Kiesel.
How?
I'm
Oh.
barely studying. Honestly, Kiesel's more equipped for things like that.
I know. They told me all about what he did in the bay. It was amazing.
And I had other people tell me about what I did too, and I couldn't even believe it.
Yeah, sometimes they get carried away, but they're good people. Do you think your other friends would want to be friends too?
Oh, definitely.
Absolutely.
Especially Silenus.
I mean, Desi says that Alfred, he's going to be a good friend, but I mean, I get a little bit shy sometimes, and I don't know who will want to be friends with me, and I don't know who might want to harm me, and I don't want to, they told me stories about what the big guy did, and that would really hurt, and I don't really want to have that happen to me. So I hope you wouldn't try and hurt me. You wouldn't let him hurt
Jofriedr
me,
wouldn't
would you?
hurt you. He's a very good person. He wouldn't hurt something as good and kind and protective as you.
Oh, thanks.
No,
That'd be great.
Especially if you have 10 platinum, you can basically make him do whatever you want.
I don't really deal in money, but that sounds cool. So maybe it'd be best if you got your friends and brought them here so that they could get to know me too.
How do we explain the lack of berries, though?
We could just send Desi.
Oh no, I mean
say
you
that-
can have all the berries you want, and the folks that are here, as you look around, it's like they all kind of just quickly turn towards you.
How many?
Yeah, the you see, for some reason they're not showing up on my map.
1,000.
4, 5, 5 commoners and 3 druids.
Oh, I can't wait to break out this trance and bathe in the blood, golly. I can't wait to murder
They're all kind of like
responsible for this.
scattered across the lake doing all these different things. Some are picking berries, some are just maintaining things. But yeah, they all just look at you and it's like, yeah, they could take care of picking the berries and taking care of things like that. And the guards will go and watch the door while you're gone. But yeah, we can definitely help out the people in Ashbane. And then, maybe some of them could be my friends too.
That's what I was thinking. But I mean, I do think that you're right, that we should probably be the ones to stay here and maybe send out some of the more capable folks to go ahead and deliver them.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sure
mean,
there's
they
sure there's
told
people-
me when I came here that, like originally when like the village was founded, that it just kind of started as a group of people that came here to, like try and make a new life for themselves. And I think that could be like really appealing to tell people about how great this village is, and it's really sad what happened with the wave and all that, but that does mean that there's a lot of room for new people to come here, and maybe we can find more people that want to live here, and then we can make this like a little paradise.
that
we
would
can
be wonderful.
we can have everybody in Ashman here.
Honestly, I not to toot my own horn, but I am a pretty good druid, and maybe, just maybe, I'm thinking about the fact that maybe we can make the grove a little bit bigger, make it a little bit more comfortable for you.
Oh, that would be great. I mean, it's splendid the way it is, but I mean, if we could make more room and stuff like that, then maybe someday, like I could have a family and stuff that could live here with me, and then there'd be more room for them and stuff, and so like you guys can build houses for your families, and I can have a little family here in the Grove, and then we could just keep making Swornstead like a better place, and all these people from Ashmain, they won't have to deal with any of the bad things in life, like no slavery and stuff, and no like bad things that happen to people around the world. Everybody can just like live in a nice happy environment where everybody gets along, and we all just like share everything, and we could all like do great things, and just everything will be great. I like your thinking. You guys seem like great people. I'm glad we're gonna be friends.
I am too.
Same with me.
Very good idea.
Like
right.
I have you
Well, you
all
go get
couldn't
your
help but
friends.
sound fucked. Yes, we'll get the others. We'll bring them here.
Awesome. Should Desi can go with you and make sure that you find your way where you need to go, and yeah, anything you need, I can try and make sure that the people provide it for you. They usually are really nice to people that come to join the village. We haven't seen a lot of people in a while, at least not good people.
Do you know why that is? Why there's been less people?
I imagine probably something to do with the wave. The wave wasn't very good to the town, and it was really unfortunate that happened and the horrible things that it did to a lot of the people here. But if it wasn't for the wave, I wouldn't be here. And then things, would be just like that much more down in the dumps. I think it's great that I got to be here, and I made so many friends.
We're all friends.
Yeah.
It'll
Very
be
good.
Alright, you go get the rest of your friends, and then we can all be friends together, and we can make Swornstead like the greatest place on Earth. Maybe even the happiest place on Earth.
A tough mission, but I think we might be able to do it.
Oh, hold on. Mickey Mouse.
We could certainly make it the safest place in the world.
I'm sure you'll do that.
It's not a berry cult, but it is a weird fish thing cult.
All right. The other two have had to sit on the outside for long enough, so as you guys head off to the other part of town.
Oh, he's gonna need a message.
Yeah.
He looked up for a second. Up.
Whoa.
Hello.
We're all
Alright.
dead.
Oh,
Yeah.
I kind of
Yeah.
figured. I kind of
TPK.
figured. I would be dealing
One
with-
quick
We've been
reminder
rolling
to
new.
chat to anything that was happened while people are jeffing. our official term for quiet.
Yes.
Please do not post about it in chat. It keeps things fun. If we can keep that level of separation, that's the goal. So, anyway, Zedri and Kiesel and Percy, having done a lovely tour of the Atanna Grove, head back out, jumping back over to Alfred, Silenus, and Jofriedr. You have managed to put this wagon together due to absolutely no help from Jolene, as she just continues to yammer on, asking about every single thing about your personal life, family conversations, significant others, past loves, favorite weapon, favorite place you visited. Pretty much has covered any possible question that could have been asked. It's been a bit exhausting.
No, yes, I prefer. I think I prefer green tea over black tea. Yes.
That's great. Oh, I suppose it looks like those wagons are put back together, but I mean, if you guys want to
Yes.
go
Oh.
grab a couple more drinks and stuff, I can go get your horses set up with this and get them over to the Grove soon.
Yes, that would be absolutely lovely. We should probably go and definitely check on the how it's going in the Grove.
Oh yeah, sure, that'd be great. I'll take care of that. You guys take care of yourselves. I'll get these over to the Grove, and yeah, this is gonna be awesome.
Yes, definitely.
Well, thanks for visiting the town, and enjoy the festivities and stuff. Don't be strangers. And she'll
Yes,
give
you
a
as
little
well.
wink towards Jofriedr specifically. So,
There will be background at some
Yep.
point.
Yes, that sounds about right. Alfred, let's go.
all right, as you guys start making your way off in the direction you watch Desi go, taking you back past the tavern, leaving Jolene behind. Thankfully, as she gets the wagons ready, you eventually meet up. About the time you guys get to the tavern, you guys would meet back up with seeing your three friends coming back from the Grove.
Well, how did it go?
Great.
It went wonderfully.
Yes, very. We made so many new friends.
You have to come back and meet everyone at the Grove. They're all so
You
wonderful.
have to come back.
Well, truthfully, I'm I'm a social person, and that was really, truthfully exhausting.
No. Be cool
Oh.
about it. It's cool. It's cool.
No,
Everyone in this town is
Jofriedr,
wonderful.
you did not help me. You didn't bail me out of that a single time. I was doing all of the talking.
Well, I was doing all the heavy lifting. You can do something else. Oh,
You didn't
okay,
hear
you
it.
didn't hear me. I said I did all the heavy lifting. You should do something else.
Yeah.
And then you just left.
All right.
man.
So, do you also need our help with getting the berries ready to go?
Oh, we have a lot of berries. We just need you to meet some people.
You have, but the Grove is beautiful.
It's humid. It might be good for your skin, but you really should come with us.
You come with us.
Please?
All right. I mean,
Alright,
they should be getting the wagons hitched and brought over to the Grove, so I don't see any reason not to head over there.
Yeah, why not? I've always had a fondness of architecture.
It's more like horticulture.
I
You
just
over there?
think this town is
I'm
wonderful.
not sure I believe you.
I've always been more of a brutalist myself.
No, that I do believe.
Dude.
Yeah, out of character, Silenus is almost certainly a maximalist.
Oh, definitely.
Holy shit. You ever seen a Catholic cathedral in like the middle of Europe?
Percy is Art Deco all the way.
Kiesel's a minimalist, but not by choice.
But not by choice.
This town is just has the potential to be so fucking awesome, guys, and I'm just so excited that you're gonna meet everybody that we just met.
Oh, these people seem very great. I look forward to meeting them.
We really need to
Oh.
protect. We really need to protect the people and the town.
Just
and
everybody.
It's so many bad things keep happening.
Yes, we've gone over this. Yes. Bad things keep happening. As we're walking towards the grove, at what point are we just going to assume that bad things happen everywhere, and it's not just us?
If we can help it, then we should help it.
Well,
We
you
wouldn't
know
want
what?
it to be like the last town. We should help these people.
If we can at least keep bad things from happening here, I mean, it'll be one beautifully safe place somewhere in the world, a safe haven for all who need it.
Oh, and then Percy can stay with us too.
Yes.
Well,
Could find a way to get my mother here.
well, yes, that would be good. Are
Jofriedr's gonna scratch his beard a little bit. So you're all proposing we stay here
Not proposing. I think we've already moved here.
and
We live here now.
and live
All right.
among the berries?
yes, Silenus is going to make an insight check at that, because that is very out of character for Kiesel to want to stay in a place.
You win.
Well, you know, that's
be
fair.
nice.
There was so much real estate, dog.
Well,
Yeah,
we
you can
did
roll an
just
insight
buy
if you
a
want.
house in. We did just buy a house in Six Bells.
Oh, but real estate's so cheap in this town.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
oh
With
baby.
that +1.
So
With a +1.
21, Kiesel sincerely is he's buying into this. He wants to buy property.
Like, Silenus goes up on his like tippy hooves and like puts the back of his hand to Kiesel's forehead and is like, "Are you running a fever?"
It was just really humid in there. That's all. That's no fever.
Grove is so beautiful.
All right.
We can make a wall from here all the way through the rest of the continent of Tonneberries.
Oh, Alfred, what if we were to be able to create automatons that could, harvest the berries, or like, be able to tend to the grove itself, so it's like then when it gets so large, it won't be as big of a job for so many druids and such.
You do it so well. You just know what to say. I might have Taylor Swift bleeding through my mic.
What song?
I love this town so much.
All right. Do you guys all head to the Grove?
Jofriedr's gonna look at Silenus, kind of confused, and be like, I suppose let's go meet your friends?
Yeah, well, yes, I mean, I suppose.
Must be very amazing people for you to want to stay here.
we're all great people here in this town. Desi's been quiet over on the side for this whole time. It's like, yeah, let's come over to the Grove, meet the druids that work there, some of the good farming folk. Yeah, we'll definitely get you guys set up. If you guys want to stay there, that'd be great.
Yes, I can definitely see myself plowing fields.
Well, I mean, you want to, be security and protecting the town like you did this morning. More than enough cause for that, too.
We really don't want anything bad to happen to Swanstein.
Oh, Desi, I have a question. The Circle of Druids that's here, there was mentioned they're called the Circle of the Crowned Heir?
Crowned hair.
Crowned
Hair,
hair. Like a,
little
like a
pointy
rabbit?
ears.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Just a local group. They're good folks. Like most of us around here.
Everyone here are good folk. So long as they're friends.
Yeah. I'll get along.
You know, this is just one of the towns that's very hard to not find any friends. Everyone here's my friend.
Sixpill's had so much corruption too. Honestly, at some point or another, Honoria was probably going to try to buy us out of our house. And if I'm being realistic, a basement here seems more doable.
She would have probably put a fucking casino in our living room, and had fucking
I'm not sure that's how Honoria works.
It's so good to be in a place that doesn't have any corruption.
And sewage that doesn't go into the streets either. Sixpills just fucking stinks.
This place is so much better. Silenus looks around at the devastated streets and houses.
Well, I know I'm no engineer, but I don't think basements and swamps work out very well.
Yeah, I was going to say that too. I think the water table might be too high for a basement.
I think our mastery of magic at this point proves that the environment can be no match for us. I mean, we moved water out of the ocean.
Your mastery of magic.
That was really cool when you did that. That was pretty cool.
That was the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life in the history of ever.
Yes, it was amazing.
Grove up here, just a little bit further.
So last time you said that, it was when someone brought you a fried piece of meat.
I had to describe it to them from the images in my brain, so that was also probably the second coolest thing I've ever seen.
I'm just saying the bar is pretty low.
You try to imagine a piece of meat if somebody make it.
All right, you arrive at the Grove. All right, just right through here. Druid guard goes and opens the gate, lets you guys through. As you guys take in the same site that I believe I described that while everybody was on the call.
Mm-hmm.
So, take in the same site of this 100 to 120 foot by 120 foot square lake with all these trees laid out. And as you step through the door,
Wisdom saves?
nope.
No?
Everybody earmuff. Well, yeah, everybody earmuff, but Jeff.
Jeffin.
Oh.
Let the Jeffanine commence in.
Jofriedr, hear a little voice in your head. Hello? Can you hear me?
Just like look around. He's thinking in his head. Who are you?
Oh, hi. My name's kind of hard to pronounce, but most people just call me Izzy. It's easier.
I see.
And you're Jofriedr, right?
Yes.
Your friends told me all about you.
Ah, so, what's going on here?
Oh, just making new friends. Everybody's getting along real well, and I'm just kind of hoping that maybe you guys would all decide to, want to be friends and help take care of the village because we've really had a rough time here. So I thought it would be kind of nice if were willing to help out.
Yes, I have no problem being friends, and I see that you've had indeed rough times, but a lot of other people have had rough times as well. There's
Oh, I'm sure
disease.
it's a
Uh,
rough world.
yeah, so everybody needs a little bit of help. We've
And we're
done,
gonna help the people with the berries.
yeah,
I
of
already
course.
got things lined up that, since your friends decided that it might be better to stay here and help protect things just in case, more of those monsters come back. Some of the other townsfolk are going to take the wagons and take the berries. But I mean, if you and I think Silenus is his name, if you want to go and you like escort him, that's okay too. We're all friends here. We can all get along.
Of course. That being said, we do have other previous engagements we need to uphold as well.
Oh, like what kind of engagements? Something interesting? I like interesting things.
Oh, yes, we have a home, we have servants we need to pay, we have families elsewhere. I have a home to go back to at some point.
All right. On that note, what is Jofridir's greatest desire? What does he want more than anything in the world?
To be remembered, really, to actually mean something to somebody.
Have his life mean something?
Yeah, not just go off into death, not doing anything.
That seems pretty on brand. I mean, I'm sure, if there's other people that you need to help and stuff, I want you to go help people. We talked about trying to make the town better and bigger and like bring in other people that kind of have been oppressed and had horrible things happen to them. Give them a new home and a new place. Because despite how horrible it was that the tidal wave went and destroyed part of the town, tidal wave also led to me being here. And that's a good thing. Because me and the villagers have all become real good friends and we get along real well. And so I think in the end, it shall hopefully be a positive thing. And with all the empty property in town, we have lots of room for more people to come here and more people to find how great Swornsteed is. Don't you think it's great?
Very great.
It's a little rough, I'm sure, but you know, under the circumstances, it's pretty great.
So you said the wave brought you here. Where were you before?
Wasn't a very nice place. I lived where it was really dark, really cold. I really like the hot springs here. It really makes me feel good and warm. It's like a big giant hug.
So
You
what
should try it. You should get in here. It's really awesome inside the water.
uh where are you and what are you exactly?
Oh, I don't know what you call me. Nobody's ever really told me what I am. I'm just a being. I used to live in the ocean. Now I live here. And I have all these new friends and all these people that are really good to me and really take care of me. And we all just want good things for good people. And we don't want any harm to happen to anybody. I mean, unless they're bad. Like those monsters. They were bad. I'm glad you killed them.
Yes, very scary sea monsters, of course.
All right, I'm gonna jump to Salinas quick. So I'll have you mute and then I'll get him on. Your turn.
Oh, wait. Oh.
All right. Can you hear me, Conrad?
Yes, I can.
All right. You hear a voice in your head. Say, hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Are you there?
Okay. So, I have a question.
Okay.
So, I have a ring of mind shielding.
Mm-hmm.
So it says, so part of that is, I'm hearing this
I'll
voice in
pull it
my
up here
head,
quick.
right? So it says creatures can telepathically communicate you only if you allow it. So is there like a anytime someone tries to talk to me in my head, is there like a little like push-up notification that shows up? I click allow or deny, or is it more like
So basically, they would communicate to you, but whether you respond to them or not, then you can basically shut it off. Basically,
gotcha?
you still have the influx, but nothing's going out if you choose to stop it.
So if I choose to
So
stop it,
it's your call if you're gonna not respond to it. That is within your power. Actually, it's within your power either way. You can always choose not to respond to anything if you want
no,
to.
no, that's fair. I think for the moment, would be too curious to immediately shut it off, but he has his finger on the button if
Fair.
he needs to. Hello?
Oh, hi. So you're Silenus, right?
Yes, I am.
Your friends told me all about you. You seem like a really cool person, and they thought that you'd probably be a really good person to, be friends with all the people here, and kind of be part of this community.
Oh, well, it's good that they think that. Did I ask who I'm speaking with?
All right. Before we go any further, um, what is Silenus's greatest desire? What does he want more than anything out of the world?
Okay. Um, um, okay. So now I have another question about my thing, my magic item. Would this creature be figuring out what my greatest desire would be by reading my mind?
Yeah, that part's tricky because we got two competing effects. Because the trigger's been met for the one, while the other one says that they can't read your thoughts.
So
Which they
the
can't read your thoughts beyond this one thing. It is their only power that they have within the reading thoughts. So,
yeah, so like so the it because it says specifically that you're not allowed to read your thoughts, determine whether you're lying, or know your alignment, or know your creature type. They could potentially telepathically communicate if you allow it.
mhm.
So, yeah. So, what would your ruling be? Could they read? Could they read
I would
my
say
mind for that?
it would be. It's gonna. I'll put it in the same camp as the telepathically communicate. You can choose whether you consider this being to be friendly enough that you would let that go or not. And that can kind of just be a keep your finger on the button on that one too. As to if you don't want if you're not to that point and you want to keep it to yourself, you can keep it to yourself, but if you get to that point, then share it. Just tell me
Gotcha.
when we get to that point because I'm not
Okay.
making each one of you guys have done this individually so that nobody knows what anybody else answered. so that that's
Oh,
kept to
sure.
yourself. So,
Sure.
but ultimately, if you're not like, okay, I guess straight up question, yes or no? Does it know?
No, not yet.
Okay.
At the very
All
least.
right. If it doesn't know, are you leaning towards it will know or it won't know it right now?
At the moment, Silenus has his guard up.
Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the rest of them come in so we stop doing the everybody's jeffened
No, that's
going
fair.
forward. But if you get to the point where you would share it, we'll go back to private to share that part.
Sure.
But
I
since
mean,
we're
yeah,
leaning towards it won't happen, we'll
yeah.
leave it.
So, yeah, unless unless there's something, unless something major happens and Selena starts like
Fair.
fully trusting whatever this entity is, it's probably not going to happen.
All right. So what I'll set for you is going forward as the conversation continues. If you get to the point where you want to push the panic button on the I'm not communicating with this thing anymore, just take your headphones off.
Gotcha.
All right. As everybody pops back in, um, okay, you were starting to ask a question, Salinas, but before I interrupted you, so go ahead and ask your question.
May I ask who I am speaking with?
Oh, my name's kind of hard to say. It's really hard to pronounce, so most people just call me Izzy.
Hi, Izzy. I would also appreciate knowing your name, just to be respectful.
I mean, okay. Here it goes. Get ready. See,
Do,
Izzy's so much easier.
How do you
do I
spell that?
did I get anything from that collection
What
of
languages do you
vowels?
speak?
Uh, Sylvan, Elvish, Common.
No.
Okay, okay.
Thank you, Kiesel. It was a perfect written. So yeah, I think we can all be friends and we can all get along. And we kind of was talking with your other friends, and kind of filling them in as to the situation and things that are kind of threatening the town. That it might be really good if you guys could stay here and protect the town. And then we could send other people from the village could go and take the berries to Ashmead because I don't want to see those people suffer either. So we're going to go take care of them. But if like you and Jofriedr kind of said maybe he would want to, like had other missions and other things to do. If you guys feel like you have to go, that you could go and then come back and maybe bring more people because it'd be great if more people lived here.
Sure. I mean, I'm sure there needs to be a population needs to be helped. Do I see what this thing is?
Give me a perception check.
Oh no.
Are you like normal?
Me? I'm Silenus.
So yes.
Yes.
Mm.
I
Nice.
thought it was gonna be a 4 there for a second.
19 perception is you give a quick glance around the grove trying to figure out where who's talking in your head. You see several individuals that are going about their duties, picking berries off the trees. There's a guard and some druids that are scattered about just doing their own business. None of them seem to react in response to you looking around. And just as you're kind of closing okay, I've surveyed this place. Where the hell is this thing? You catch sight of one big giant eye down in the water, looking up at you. Very much Puss in Boots giant eye looking at you. It's just like the big cute eye, way oversized for what it should be. And then just this little tiny mouth underneath it that looks like a little tiny smile, and just looking up at you on this large white, kind of squiddish looking fish type creature. Looks very pleasant. It's pretty cute. Percy thought it was cute.
I just thought it was something I didn't even look.
She's very cute.
No, nobody else looked. You're the first one
Yeah,
to look.
Percy
since then.
looked. Second person, because Percy looked.
Ah, well, this is new. Never had this never had a
I don't know a
conversation.
lot of other people like me. I guess I'm unique.
You, that is definitely a word I could also use. Yes, I would say that I also have some some missions that I would need to complete away from Sworn Steed, and I think that I think all of us kind of do.
No, we don't.
No, we're staying here.
Yeah, what the fuck, man?
It's the best choice.
It's the only choice that makes sense. Don't you
Alright.
agree?
Create a stronghold here to make everyone safe.
Okay, no longer speaking out loud. Going back to speaking telepathically. Right, what the fuck?
Me?
Do this, whatever this creature is. What the fuck is
What?
up with them?
Oh, I mean, I've been talking with everybody, so, yeah, I usually, like, say whatever I need to say to whoever I need to say it to, so, like, they kind of know what's going on, and they seem to be on board with taking care of the village. I mean, those monsters in the bay, they tried to kill me, so I kind of need protection, and I can't do very much here to protect myself, and I never, I also got to protect the people, my friends that live here. So they thought they would probably stay here and help. But I mean, if you got business to help other people elsewhere, I really want you to help people. That would be great. So if you need to go, you could escort the berries back to Ashbane. That'd be fine.
Could I make a insight check?
Sure.
Oh baby, I'm on a roll tonight.
One.
I'm curious on whether this thing genuinely wants to do good and wants us to do good, to help people, and also if creatures in the bay tried to attack this thing, or if these creatures might have been under its control also.
All right. So, are you? Where do you sit when you do your insight check? Are you feeling like you're suspicious, or feeling like this person's probably telling the truth?
I'm feeling suspicious.
Okay. So feeling suspicious, your check beat theirs. They do not have a +9. So you're not convinced, but you don't know that they're necessarily lying. You're still skeptical of their motivations.
Okay. And do I get the sense that the creatures in the bay may have actually attacked it?
Roll again.
Okay. Ooh, not nearly as good.
We were reversed positions.
Yeah, truly.
You're convinced that it was really attacked. That
Okay.
this entity was definitely attacked by the monsters in the bay.
Okay. All right. Well,
I mean, I just want good things for everybody. I want everybody to be happy. And I think,
Well, I mean-
we can make a really happy place here. Maybe like a perfect place where people don't get mistreated and put into bad situations, like being forced to work for and not have freedom, and just kind of like build a perfect world where we all just like share everything and get along, and we can help the people of Ashbane, and then maybe some people from Ashbane will want to come here too, and we can make Swornsteed bigger and better.
Um, I'm Cedri, I'm sure why that would sound very appealing, but don't you have things that you still need to do?
I told you from the get-go that I thought that we needed to go ahead and protect places like this. So if we can go ahead and protect Swansteed and build it out, honestly, Ashmane's right in the backyard, so it'll expand and then the two can touch and we can unite them together.
That'd be swell.
Kiesel, don't you still have to go back to your homeland?
They'd probably kill me if I stepped foot, and that's just a lot of trouble. We can save more people here. I don't
And-
want to leave.
Family could come here.
Percy, didn't you say you still have friends back in Six Bells?
Oh, I'm sure they would. They would love to come here, and I'm sure that once Swansteed is, safe enough and powerful enough, we'll not only get to bring my friends here, but we can go and save my mother, and we'll have a safe haven for people who have really gotten the short end of the stick in this world.
Silenus,
Yes,
we don't want this to be like the last town, please.
No, yes. Like, in theory, all of that sounds so good. But
Why does it-
Swansteed, and he's
why
gonna
does it
point
just
back
have
out
to be
through the gate
theory?
at just the shacks in the street.
We have our work cut out for us. I don't understand what point you're making.
We'll
Just-
be so busy.
Just because it's shitty now doesn't mean it has to stay shitty.
Go for there.
Mike's unplugged.
Mike's unplugged.
Muted.
That's muted. Why us and not somebody else?
Because we're friends
We're the only
with
ones.
Izzy.
Why?
We're the only ones who can do it.
Why do you have a mentality like that, though? Why not us, right? You'd let somebody else walk through and handle what's left over?
There's not much left over, let's be honest.
What's Alfred doing right now?
Yeah, what
by
is
the
Alfred
way?
doing? That was gonna be our next question.
Hello? Are you there?
Yep.
Is he
Hi.
Hi. How
I'm-
are you?
I'm Izzy. Um,
Okay. Alfred A. Yates, nice to meet
officially
you.
met yet, but I feel like we've been friends for at least a day.
Wait, are you Desi's friend?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot of
Izzy,
sense.
we get along so well.
Nice to know. Well, it's good to officially meet you.
Yeah, it's good to meet you too. You do some really cool stuff. I'm really glad that we're going to be friends.
Oh, thanks. I'm glad that we're gonna be friends too.
And this is only in your head, but I'm not going to make everybody Jeff and. It doesn't seem like maybe some of your friends want to be friends. They kind of seem to be trying to say that the town's not very nice. And that's sad. It makes me really sad.
Right. Silenus worships Aurora, and from what I understand, a lot of people here worship Aurora too. So
Yeah.
maybe that's something that he can go ahead and garner some interest with.
I know the priestess really well. She's one of my friends too. And she could maybe show him that things are great here and that, he can worship the sun goddess all he wants.
There you go. I think that's a great idea.
And we could even build a temple to Infernus for you and your friend.
Oh,
Are
shucks.
any of your other friends followers?
Yeah. My friend Zitri right there is a follower of Infernus. I think Kiesel's dipped his toes into some different things. I don't know if he's ready to bathe in the flames of Infernus though.
just between me and you, I'm not sure he's really into the god thing. I think he's kind of more into like staying away from that type of stuff. But I don't know him as well as you do. I'm sure you know him better.
That's a fair point. I don't know that I know Kiesel super well, actually. But that's besides the point.
But yeah, wouldn't it be cool to like build up the village and make it into like a really, really cool village where everybody's happy and everybody gets along and everything's just like a perfect world here. And we could like be a beacon to everybody else to come to Swornsteed where everybody's equals and everybody's happy and we're all friends.
That'd be really nice, actually.
Yeah. I just wish your friends would be on board with that. But Jofriedr and Silenus seem a little bit skeptical.
Silenus is a
I don't
hard
think they
sell.
trust me.
Oh, sometimes I don't think they trust me either. But we have a rule in our group. Sometimes we have to have a leader for certain instances. And maybe...
I bet that's you.
I was once. It went pretty well. But we kind of exchanged the role.
That sounds really fair. That seems like a really good system. Maybe we should talk to Minister Heiza about it and say that we should like have different person in charge each day.
That sounds like a flawed governmental structure, but I do think that your heart's in the right place, Izzy.
It was just a thought.
So you need me to go ahead and try to convince Silenus and Jofriedr?
Well, I mean, no, you don't have to convince them. Just a matter of if they don't want to be part of it, that's okay. But just don't bring the rest of the group down. We all seem to be happy, and if they want to go their own way and do their own thing, then that's okay with me. But I'd really like them to want to live here too, because it'd be really cool to have all of your, the wonderful, powerful party of Cybil's Spear as the protectors of Swornsteed, the heroes. It'd be so cool.
Alfred thinks in the back of his mind, wait, where did I leave Cybil? She is still just full off of scraps. Okay, I guess we could go ahead and talk it over as a group then. Not necessarily push them, but it's worth it to have a conversation like this.
Then everybody's just silent.
It was all mental, wasn't it?
I thought that was a.
You guys have all just been standing there as
Yeah.
there was no longer any communication. Maybe you guys were talking to each other. Alfred's been off on his own.
You're just kind of dazed as always. I mean,
Oh shit!
you go, Kiesel.
I didn't mean to type in Celestial.
Well, Izzy does think it would probably be a good idea for you to stay here, and I would like to keep Cybil Spear together, but I also don't think you can necessarily be forced. It doesn't seem very fair if we do that. And I'll say that to Silenus and Jofriedr.
Besides the obvious, does Jofriedr sense anything off about the others? That I've been like, yeah, let's stay here.
Give me an insight.
We're growing talons and teeth.
There we go.
Nice.
At 20, I mean, none of it tracks. That just suddenly, okay, we're going to go get our stuff and we're going to leave. And now suddenly everybody's like, yeah, let's set down roots. Let's live here. Real estate values are quite great. Let's take advantage of them. Let's build a new house. Yeah, definitely something's off as to why they've just suddenly switched. And while you have your own views as to whether this entity is, friendly, benign, evil, whatever, the likelihood that they've just been persuaded with a 21 is really, in the 15 minutes we were separated, you guys completely got switched to, no, we're not adventuring, no, we're not traveling, we're gonna go set down roots here. Not legit.
Gilford is gonna just just look to Silenus, be like, well, how about we meet your friend face to face?
We're all
Oh,
friends, face to face.
yes.
Oh, Izzy, let's
Yeah,
meet Izzy.
Jofrid,
Izzy's right
uh,
there, right
yeah,
there.
right
there.
there. Jofrid there. Looking at Jofrid here, right there.
You just see this big eye that's about 9 to 12 inches wide just blink once.
How far is it?
Right now, about 10 feet away.
Hmm.
It's so humid in here.
It's really not bad. You get used to it.
Oh. You're in the water. I'm
You can
not.
get in the water too. It's really
I
nice in
can?
here. Yeah.
Can I
It's
drink
like
the
really
water?
warm. Have you ever been in like a hot spring like this? It's really cool. I mean, not cool. It's warm. Yeah, it feels great.
Zedri looks to Alfred and says, "Isn't that the same thing that you were talking about earlier, like going for a swim?" And Alfred just laughs uncomfortably and says, "Oh yeah, about that. I was just joking. I didn't actually want to swim."
So, what is the
We can all swim and play games.
Can Salinas just real quickly cast detect magic?
Yeah.
I want to see what the heck's going on here.
Um yeah, so this whole place lights up like a Christmas tree. Because you have a grove of trees that are all being augmented by druidic magic to grow faster, to produce berries faster, that are all like they all light up quite heavily. And yes, Izzy lights up pretty heavily too, as being some sort of a magical creature of sorts.
Okay.
You also pick up a little bit of magic coming off of the druids that you spotted, but the commoners all look normal, as well as
Sure.
the guard
What
at the
kind?
gate.
What kind of magic on Izzy and any kind of other magic I see on the three amigos over there? I
Uh,
wouldn't normally see
Izzy
just from
would
their
be
magic items and
transmutation
stuff.
magic.
Okay.
On the rest of them, I don't know what's the most common magic type that druids wield. I mean, almost resident druid. You got a good answer to that
Evo-
one?
Transmutation, or
Maybe.
Evil
Let's just go see
Conjuration,
what spells
maybe?
they got in their list and
Sure.
transmutation, because that's plant growth,
transmutation
erupting earth.
Oh, and evocation.
and
is, like-
evocation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Little bit of
I'm wondering
enchantment, but mostly transmutation, evocation.
for Zedri Kiesel Percy, anything abnormal on them, magic wise, or just the normal
No.
magic items that you might see. Okay.
Yeah, the only things that light up on your partners are the whatever magic items they happen to be carrying.
Gotcha. All right. Well, Izzy, this has been very lovely to meet you. I'm
It's been
glad
great
to
to meet
hear
you
that
as well.
that Swornsteed is in good hands. Finns.
Thanks, I
Uh,
think.
Yes. So yes, we're getting the berries ready. Perhaps um, perhaps the rest of us could head back to the inn for a little bit. I think the townsfolk's spirits were really being raised by this party we are throwing.
That's a
We may-
celebration. We should
we
go
made
back.
Yes.
We made a lot of friends at the celebration.
I think that'd be fine, but probably better get the berries all loaded up before then. I mean, if you said things are that bad in Ashmain, then we probably better get everything loaded up and ready to go as soon as possible, so everybody can get
Oh,
on the
sure,
way.
sure.
Because it'll get dark, and then it won't be really safe to travel. Because there's some nasty monsters out there too.
Yeah, we've heard. If I look over, have the wagons arrived outside the grove yet?
By now, yeah, I would say they're rolling up about now.
All right. Well, I'm not very good at carrying big crates of things, but go for there,
Yeah,
Kiesel?
everybody here will help you with picking the berries and loading things up.
Absolutely. I suppose. Yeah, I suppose we'll go ahead and work on starting to clear out berries, pick berries, pack berries.
Okay. So as you proceed to start picking berries and loading up crates inside the grove, Desi will slip out and leave you guys to it. And as you get every crate that you had access to full and ready to go, roughly approximating what you think will take to fill the 5 wagons you have, takes you probably a good hour. So we're nearing midday at this point. All right, looks like you got all the berries loaded up.
Yes.
Desi went to go get a couple people to drive the wagons to take it back to Ashmain.
Oh, lovely.
And as you peek out the gate and watch Desi walking in, you also see that pretty much the rest of the residents of the village are now here.
Like all like
The celebration has moved to the grove at this point.
block party.
They don't come in because there's limited space inside here, but they all are outside, and everybody seems to be in pretty good spirits. People carrying drinks, bits of food, offer to share with anybody who wants it, and then watches 4 individuals quickly mount the wagons or 5 individuals quickly mount the wagons. So are the 2 of you going to go escort the wagons, or are you going to stay here?
I think that we should escort the wagons.
Okay. Whatever you think would be best.
Definitely.
I think it would be best if we didn't go with them, though.
Well, I think somebody should stay here for protection. You never know what might come up.
No.
Lord.
No. Stay.
What about you, Jofriedr?
I think it may be best to go with wagons for protection. Never
Yeah,
know what's
you're
out
pretty
there.
capable. I think you'd probably help out a lot with protecting them. Take care of my friends too. We're all friends now.
Of course.
All right, so it's settled. So, you two will go and take the wagons with my friends that will help you and take the things back to Ashmead, and then you can maybe find some other people to come back and help rebuild the town, and then we can make this place a really nice place. But I mean, if you have other business you need to do to help other people, you guys can do that too, and just come back when you feel like it. But Alfred and Zedri and Kiesel and Percy, they're going to stay here, and we're going to help rebuild the town and make it what it could be. Right?
What it once was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Better
Speaking
than
of
that.
which, yes, before we leave, Zedri, we should go back down to the docks and check on that spirit I left there to see if it's hit anything else and make sure the waters are clear.
Oh,
I can send somebody.
The waters are
Well,
dangerous.
I mean,
We
Zedri's
really-
Zedri is the expert on that. Remember, was parting the water and everything. So I want to make sure he's there for that.
of
Give me a
water?
persuasion.
That was the coolest thing anybody's ever done.
That
ever.
was really good. And we really should make sure that all of the monsters are gone so that everyone is safe.
Because the monsters in the water want to hurt Izzy. Holy shit!
I'm
You
really
are on
good at
fire
talking
with the
to
rolls
people.
That's
tonight.
charisma, baby.
If anyone can do it, it's Silenus.
Silenus is like, all right, how am I supposed to save these guys?
I suppose that'd be okay. If he's really the expert in everything, then he could probably go and help out with checking that out, and then keep an eye on things. I mean, you folks can do whatever you want within the town. Go help out with rebuilding, or go help out with various different things. The wall really needs to be rebuilt. So if you could help with that, you guys all seem to be really handy, especially Alfred.
Yep.
Yep.
But yeah, come back later when you want to, and you could try out the hot springs. They're really cool. I promise. I won't do anything to like splash you or anything like that. We'll just have fun.
Sounds lovely.
Well, I'm gonna go work on the wall then. And Alfred will just already start pulling out his tools.
I'll go with you.
Sounds good.
Should I go?
Quite
Do
strong.
whatever
We
you
could
think would be
always.
best. If you want to go help out, you could go party at the tavern. I'm sure the people out here would be happy to go with you.
I feel like.
But if you want to come back here later, that'd be great.
You'd be
Then we
okay
can
if I
talk more.
If I come back later, that would be cool. We can still be friends if I came back later.
Oh yeah, we'll be friends. We're friends forever.
Ah, okay.
BFFs.
Then I think I'll go with them.
Yeah, that'd be fine. Just stay at the village because I really need your strong fighting skills to help defend things.
I just wish we had Jofriedr's muscles too.
Well, it'd be nice if he stuck around, but if he needs to protect his friend Silenus, that would be good too. There's some bad people on the road sometimes, so maybe it would be best if they go.
He could probably punch the heads right off their bodies. It's true.
He sounds quite capable.
Very.
All right, well, you all come back, and we'll have some fun later. I'd love to hear about where you're from and all the different things that you've done. I love good stories.
I'm very good at telling stories.
I hear.
Silenus, you wanted to take me down over to the docks? Get this spear?
Yes, let's go over there. As we leave the grove, I'm gonna press that panic button we talked about.
Okay.
Yes. Well, just out of curiosity, if we walk back down by the docks, is the Guardian of Faith still standing there, harpoon poised?
What was the triggers? I mean, what was it set to defend against? Anything
No, anything hostile.
hostile. 60 hit points, right? And it didn't deal any before
Nope, didn't deal
you
any.
deployed it.
before.
Didn't. Yeah, it's still there.
Okay.
It wouldn't have
Alright,
done
well-
60 hit points since then.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like there probably isn't very much left in the bay now.
You wanted me to check on your sentry with you?
Well, yes, I will see because it's still there, and as we walk down, I'm gonna try to cast dispel magic on Zedri.
I just don't want to be out for too long because even though, as you said, it's cool with it. I don't want to upset Izzy.
I mean, so long as we stay in town and we protect everybody, I think we'll be. I think we're good. Izzy wants us to protect everybody.
I guess, and this is a bigger town than you would expect it to be, so
Well, it's full of wonderful people.
very wonderful people. I've never seen so many felines in such an enclosed space before.
I know.
Well, I think that's the problem. This place isn't exactly enclosed perfectly. So maybe if we could go ahead and work on that, that would be step one for Izzy.
You know,
But
build
then-
a proper wall.
But then wouldn't the cat people leave?
Oh, doors, of
Well, no,
course.
they're friends.
So we should leave the gates like ajar so they can stay in.
That does present an issue on if we want the walls to be built-in enclosures or if we want to make small doors that they would be able to exit out of. Then if we want to go ahead and do a French door style where they can go ahead and move inwards and outwards, or if we just want to go ahead and do maybe a little door that moves up and down.
You know, whatever you feel like would be a good postmodern twist, you'll figure it out.
All right, Silenus, I believe you're tapped on spell slots, correct?
Shit.
You double guardian to faith during
You're
that battle.
right.
So
There's nothing I would have done.
you
would
guys have not
counted
gotten to a
for
short rest yet either.
short rest yet.
Dude.
I mean, this was. I know this is a little bit of rewinding a little bit. Since Silenus has had this plan for a little bit, could he conceivably have been taking a short rest while everyone else was picking berries?
Give me your explanation of how you convinced everybody else to pick the berries while you sat on your ass and did nothing. Amongst this group of newfound hippies that want to form a utopia here in this town.
Perhaps Silenus, essentially in the grove under one of the trees, will take out his instrument and just relax, play a tune, and justify it. Where I'm trying to keep everyone's spirits up in this time of still celebration, but it's still in the heat of the day and working hard and making sure everyone's still happy while they're working.
All right. I'll have each one of you, and JJ, you get to pick twice because you have two characters to run at the moment. Does it matter how good the performance is, or is he attempting to persuade you guys that that he's okay? You're okay with this. And AJ, since you're top of the map order or top of the order here, we'll do Zedri first.
So does it matter if the performance is good, or is it more so?
Basically, if he gives a great performance, would it make it you more okay that he's on the sideline while you guys are all doing the labor? Or is it just a straight persuasion check? Basically, is he doing a performance check or a persuasion check?
Oh, for Zedri, it would probably be persuasion because he would be getting some. Silenus would be getting some side eye from Zedri.
Okay. Kaisel?
I mean, I feel like Kiesel is so in his own little world that I'm just picking the berries. I'm just thinking about all my friends and how great it is that we can have Percy stay and we don't ever have to leave, and I don't even have to go to shitty Telluria ever fucking again. That I'm paying attention to the berries and the eyeball in the floor ever since it was pointed out to me.
Kiesel's like, I finally have found peace.
Don't
Don't take this away
like-
from me.
Yeah,
This ayahuasca This ayahuasca
the-
retreat's been something else.
Okay. We'll take that as a persuasion check with a pretty low DC. Jofriedr.
I mean, Jofriedr knows Silenus pretty well at this time. If he's doing that, given the situation, he's probably up to something, so I'm sure he knows what he's doing.
Okay. Percy?
So I gotta be the different one. Is like he's gonna have to at least play moderately well.
Okay.
Like it's gonna have to be at least a fair performance. He can't suck at it.
All right. And Alfred.
Alfred's would be a relatively low performance, but he's gonna see Zedri giving side eye and just being like, why won't he work? I don't understand this. And so it'll raise the performance threshold a little bit for Alfred.
All right, so I need a performance check and a persuasion check, and we'll just do one that goes across everybody. So
Okay.
do the performance first.
All right. I don't.
Didn't wash their hands after they peed.
I love that that's on stream.
Yep.
Caught it just a
Right.
second too late. I'm so sorry.
Um. I don't normally do this, but I need all the help I can get right now, so I'm going to use my cat to give me advantage on my performance check. Use my familiar to give me the help action. Performance at least.
Third 20. Okay.
And then persuasion.
Yep.
Ooh,
Oh, jeez,
baby.
Louise, you are on fire tonight with the rolls.
Such
I'm
good
trying.
rolls.
You're
I'm rolling all the things
amazing.
I'm good at is the thing.
Yeah, that's
All right.
fair.
You give a very solid performance that everybody seems to like move ahead in their work a little bit quicker because they're having a good time, and nobody gives you too much. They buy your answer that this is the best way for you to help the party. Unfortunately, rules as written, short rest can be nothing more than resting, eating, or reading. And playing an instrument
Alright.
would negate the short rest.
Okay. Like, I'm resting. I'm not doing anything vigorous.
We had 2 skill checks over the course of it, so I knew this would come up, so I had looked this up beforehand.
Damn it.
So yes, you are still do not have a short rest. You do not have your spell slots back yet.
Zedri will turn to Silenus and be like, so, were you wanting to have like a heartfelt goodbye? Because I wouldn't consider it a goodbye. I would think it's just like a see you later.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah. Do you think we could have this heartfelt goodbye on the docks for like the next hour?
I don't see any problem. We're still within the city walls.
Oh yes, certainly.
It might be a good idea to, be quick about it and do whatever you need to do. That's just you, Zedri.
Okay. Probably not too long though. How about 5 minutes?
Sure. Yeah. Where do you think you're going to head after this?
Bet you Alfred's probably working on the wall, so I'll probably see what I can do to help out with that. Maybe there's like some vines
Sure.
that I can use to kind of like buffer a little bit.
Good idea. So you're just gonna go in for like a quick hug, and say, "Oh, well, I need to go pack my stuff back at the inn, I suppose."
Oh,
I guess
okay. Zedri will hug back.
Silenus needs to go sit on his bed for an hour and then come back and try to complete his plan. He'll write a quick message to. He'll take out his book, write a quick message to Jofriedr. Jofriedr, could you keep the wagons stalled and busy for about like an hour? Do you think? You could delay and say that we need some time to pack.
Figure something out.
Lovely. Yeah, I guess Silenus is going to go try to take a short rest as fast as he can.
I'd like to think during all of this, Kiesel would have ushered Percy and Alfred is down with it, right? Okay. And he would have gotten a stick like in the sand or the mud and be like, so here's the town, and if we just built a really... What if, like... You know how you put, like, a pot over a cauldron? What if we did that, but with this? Like a big half circle just over the town.
Like a dome.
Yes.
I mean, we would need a lot of materials for that.
But I was just thinking with the power of friendship and keeping everybody safe, it would, material be damned,
I like where your head's at, Kiesel.
You know, finally I feel like I'm using the thing between my ears for something constructive. And I forgot what I was saying, but yes.
Okay. Percy, Alfred went to work on the wall. Kiesel apparently went with them. Jofriedr stayed at the wagons. And Zedri and Silenus went over and had a moment on the dock of the bay. Right?
That
Okay.
tracks.
Hmm.
While your fritters out by the
And what's
wagon,
Jofriedr doing? What else he just...
is there anyone else with me at the wagons?
Yeah, you got the 5 individuals that have been assigned to like actually drive the wagons for you guys.
Are they like what are they doing at the moment? Are they like putting up on the charts already?
Yeah, the ones
they-
that are close to you are up on the carts, but they're like trying to engage you in telling stories, telling them about other things you've done, and tell them tales of wherever you've been and things that you've fought, and basically regale them with your triumphs, the terror of Torsland.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell them every single little gory detail of my history I can think of. Just try to extend us sitting here.
Pulling a Jolene, I see.
I'm gonna be pulling up my shirt, showing stars. I'm gonna pull it all the way up, showing my back and all the burn marks and stuff that I got. It's gonna be fun.
All right, this may be the first time I've had you ever do this, but roll a performance check, you over here.
Let's see. -1. I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Nice.
Let's see. That was almost
Oh.
a nat 20, but that's better.
It was almost a nat 20.
They seem pretty easily entertained. They stay pretty engaged with your whole presentation and keep them. Nobody's really pushing for we got to get going. They're all kind of just waiting for whenever your friend's going to show up. And yeah, Salinas, you make your way back to Swarnsteed Lodge, take up residence in the room, sit there patiently, take a little nap, whatever you choose to do for the hour. While you're there, Cedri. So did your big friend hasn't left yet? He's just sitting out here with the wagons. I thought it was really urgent that we get the food, get the berries to Ashmead.
Oh, do you need me to, like, check in with him?
Well, just I don't know, something's wrong or something like that, because I thought they were going to leave right away so to make sure they get there as quick as possible to cure the people. And now he's just kind of sitting out there telling stories. I mean, he's being entertaining, so that's good.
Oh, well, I bet you they're educational stories. Jofriedr is surprisingly intelligent, and he likes to go ahead and maybe recount some of the things that he's experienced. They're very informative, honestly.
He seems like a good guy.
He is. It's unfortunate that he wouldn't stay.
Did everything go okay with Silenus at the bay?
Yeah, he gave me a hug. He seemed about as
that's nice.
Silenus as things could go.
I like hugs. So are you still with him?
No.
Can't seem to talk to him anymore.
To Silenus?
Yeah, he doesn't reply.
Oh, he does that to me sometimes too.
Oh, it's not very friendly.
I think that his friendliness just takes different forms, but he's as sincere as the rest of us.
I suppose. I'm still new to this. With you, you type of people. didn't have a whole lot of people to interact with back where I came from. But anyway, I just thought I'd check in and make sure that everything was okay since your friends weren't getting going. And, that being your hometown, I think seems kind of uh, concerning a little bit that they don't want to make sure that they're taken care of as soon as possible. Maybe something might have happened to him.
Yeah, I mean, historically, whenever we try to have conversations and figure out what exactly it is that we're going to do next, it can take hours on end sometimes. So this kind of tracks, but maybe I could check in with Silenus if he's not responding.
That probably wouldn't be a bad idea. I mean, what's the harm?
I guess none? So she's going to head off towards the... where exactly was he last, though?
Where was who last?
Silenus last.
You guys, last you saw him would have been if you were down at the dock, unless you went with him back into town.
No, I was planning on going to the wall.
Okay, so yeah, you'd be over at the southern edge of town at the wall.
Here's my question. Are satyrs considered animals?
No.
Okay.
Humanoids.
All right.
Locate
That's
creepy.
a little bit insulting. Okay.
Listen, I'm trying to work with what I have. Then yeah, I guess Zedri will just go ahead and look around a bit. But he doesn't exactly know where Silenus went. The only definitive place that he knows is the Jofriedr's at the wagons. So he's probably searching around for a bit for Silenus.
Are you having trouble finding him?
Yeah.
He's at the lodge.
Oh, okay.
That's what friends told me.
Oh, well, thank you to your friends. And Zedri...
Well, they're your friends now, too.
Oh, so could I just have asked them? Or is that specifically something that only you did?
Unfortunately, it doesn't quite work that way. Kind of got to go through me most of the time.
Oh, it's okay. It's a pleasure to talk to you.
Thanks. I like talking to you, too.
Then yeah, Zedri
Yeah, I think you went up to your room.
Oh, okay. Zedri will go up to the room then and knock on the door.
I'd say with the wandering about and everything like that, you're probably halfway through your short rest.
Silenus?
Hmm?
Oh, is everything okay in there?
Yes, I'm just just getting ready, just packing. I wouldn't come in now. I'm changing.
Okay. Jeffrey is not really doing anything in terms of getting the wagons moving. It seems like he's telling a bunch of stories and things like that. And I know that he likes to recount tales and things like that, but normally they're a little more situational, right?
How am I supposed to know? You want me to message him, or you could go back over there and talk to him yourself.
Oh, okay. Zedri will go ahead and go to talk to Jofriedr at the wagons.
All right.
Zedri, perfect timing. I was just telling these fine folks about the story. Well, there's many stories. The one where you saved my life from bleeding out on the floor in that library.
What?
You know, the big paper monster thing. I was bleeding out on the ground.
I have the really crude drawing that Silenus and Kiesel did of what happened, but that's one of the things that I don't. It's kind of a little blurry.
You have that picture with you?
No, it was on a board whenever we were on the ship.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh,
That sounds like a good one.
it's a very
That's just
good
you hearing
story.
that, Zedri.
Oh, it is a good one. Zedri will just say out loud.
Yes, it is a good one.
So you're telling the story about whenever you almost died. Are you worried that you're almost going to die on your way out to Ashmane?
No, of course not. Just retelling the stories of our adventures.
Oh, well, what's the point then?
Of what?
Telling the stories. Normally, whenever you tell the stories, they have like some sort of pertinent information that's immediately applicable. But you're just talking about dangerous times that we've had.
Well, I guess lesson to learn. Train hard, learn to swing a bit axe. We'll learn some magic like Cedric does.
Honestly, you should probably go over your exercise routine because I don't know if these people are quite as limber as they seem to be. And he'll look at like the writers. Are they thin, frail farmer types or?
Yeah, pretty average.
Okay.
Sure, we can do a quick little routine right now. Come on. And he's gonna sit down on the ground and start doing the more doubts and stuff.
Shouldn't we be concerned that he's like not heading off? I mean, Selena said he's packing, but man, he's been packing for a very long time for a guy who came with one backpack.
That's very true. Silenus is eclectic, I think is the word.
I don't know. It just seems suspicious. I don't know why they don't want to go help the people of Ashmain.
That's very true. Zedri's gonna go ahead and like get on the ground like with Jofriedr doing push-ups and be like, so why haven't you gotten on the road yet exactly?
Well, we're waiting on Silenus, obviously.
Yeah, he's packing. You don't have anything to pack though?
Oh, I've got all my things with me. We can't leave without Silenus.
Could you probably go ahead and help him then?
I don't think he would want me touching his things.
I mean, he said he was changing, but that can only take so long.
Well, you should be here soon then.
Can't argue with that logic.
Maybe just the wagon should get going, and then they can catch up.
Oh, that's a good idea. They'll say it out loud again. Jofriedr, if we get you started, then Silenus can go ahead and meet you at the gate.
Sure, the wagons can meet us at the gate. That's fine.
No, I mean, you go with the wagons to the gate, and then Silenus meets up. He's the only one who's still packing.
Well, the gates aren't that far. It won't make that much of a difference.
I think Izzy
They
begs to
could go
differ.
the whole way. I mean, they could, like, I'm sure your friend seems really fast. I'm sure they could catch up eventually.
Oh, that
And
is...
your other friend seems to be able to jump through, like, teleport places.
Oh. Yeah, I guess Silenus could just play catch-up then. However far you get, I mean, Silenus can just make up the difference.
It's a bit risky situation. You know, we never leave each other alone out there. I mean, sure, I'm quite capable of defending myself, but I also have these 5 fine townsfolk to defend, and we don't know what's out there.
I think we'd probably be okay. We could get started. A couple of the druids could come with us to be protection. You guys can join up with us a little further down the road.
But then Silenus is coming on the road himself. Perhaps
No,
after
I
we-
mean
or-
you and Silenus can catch up later. That'd be fine. The wagons don't go that terribly fast, but we best be getting going. He looks up at the sun. I mean, lost half a day already. No sense wasting any more hours. Further we get down the road, the better camping spot we can find, and a little bit safer location. But you just catch up when you know, your friend gets done with whatever he's doing.
I mean, if that's a risk you guys are willing to take, it is very
Sure,
dangerous
be fine.
out there. We found bodies on the way in to town.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Well, if you insist. But perhaps wait at the gate for a few minutes before heading out.
All right, we can give you a few minutes. Definitely would like to have the protection if we can have it, but I'm best getting this stuff. Izzy seems to think it'd probably be best to get this there as quick as possible. I mean, seems to make sense.
I can walk you back to the lodge, though, Jofriedr.
Yeah. Before you go, br- bring your friends by one last time. I'd like to, wish them well on their trip.
Oh, okay. We'll go ahead and make sure Silenus gets all of his stuff set up, and then we can stop by the Grove one more time.
Yes, well, I'll come
great.
say goodbye to you.
All right, as you head back to the lodge to retrieve Silenus, check in on Silenus, the other three hanging out at the wall. I think that's where we'll call it for this week, and we'll pick back up next week. We've gone quite a bit longer than we usually do, but yeah, that was something different.
Your was just dragging ass back to the lodge, like, oh man, I got this really bad cramp. Give me just a minute.
Zedri will cast any healing spells that he can to assist Jofriedr.
Dude, and
I
then
was
it's like they'll come
Our
up
fate
to
is in the hands of Silenus and Jofriedr.
dude.
I
Like,
really thought Jofriedr was going to succeed in bouncing Zedri back to me and then back and forth a couple times.
like after all of this, Silenus is gonna be like, it's been 15 minutes. Fuck. Another 45 minutes of this shit.
Your was gonna try to sabotage the wagons somehow to delay them, but he's like, there's all these eyes on me. Obviously, I
Yeah.
can't strike. Chop! Oh no! Look what happened.
I'll save it for the post game. Goodbye.
Oh,
Oh no! We lost the important one.
Oh shit.
There he is.
he's back.
He's back.
Went to click to switch windows, and I accidentally clicked to exit. So, my bad. All right. All right. Well, that will conclude things for tonight's stream. Thanks to all of you that have popped in to watch. I had a couple first-time chatters, first-time viewers, presumably tonight. So
Yeah.
awesome for you guys coming out. Thanks to Kev, and I believe there was one other one that maybe you guys.
Mimic from our Sunday game.
Okay.
Oh.
I figured somebody knew him. So thanks for checking things out. Thanks for coming in and watching. Thanks for participating in the chat. And that'll wrap things up for the on-demand portion of tonight. If you are watching on demand and not watching live, try and come catch us live if you possibly can. Because we have a lot of nice interaction, and there's opportunities for you to influence the stream with the redemption of channel points, and just in general doing some voting in the post-game stuff that we'll be doing here in a moment on the live stream, but we do not put that out on the VOD. So you're missing out on that if you're only watching on demand. So come check us out live, but until next week, thanks for watching, and bye to the on-demand folks.